Welcome to What the Fuck Are You Reading? I'm Lisa, and we've got Chris.
Hey!
Even though he won't participate.
No!
We've got Silas.
Hi.
And Bones.
I'm smart.
And Brianna.
Hello.
And we have Matt from Sick on Cinema.
Hello.
And we have James from a Darkish Cinema podcast.
Hello.
Hey, everybody. Are you ready to talk about books?
Yeah.
Yay.
I'm literate.
Chris is not.
Fuck books!
Yeah, I was just
Learn to read,
pretending- I was
motherfucker.
pretending to be Chris the whole time. I'm smart. I'm literate. I read the instructions.
Hey, pull a book.
Well,
There's a book. Thank you.
oh my gosh. Well, today we have kind of some special stuff. We're going to talk about... First, we're going to talk about Infernal Tramps by Alex Grass. He sent us a PDF copy of the book so we could read and review it. It actually just came out last week, July 15th.
Oh.
So,
Hell yeah.
you can buy it on Kindle. It's also on Kindle Unlimited. So,
Thanks, Alex Grass. I hope they liked it. We're
yeah,
about to find
I
out.
liked it too because nobody fucking told me about it.
I know. We didn't tell James about it. I didn't add him to the
Ain't
group
my
message
job,
until
sir.
later. So,
And I was sick. I was sick last week, so I only got a little over halfway.
yeah.
You did your
I
best.
was busy as fuck.
Yeah, I
I'm
kind of just sent it to everybody like, hey, do you guys want to read this book? And they were like, yeah, we'll read it. And then
I'll explain why. I'll explain later why it doesn't matter that you forgot me.
okay.
Hell yeah.
But Lisa, Silas, and Brianna did finish it.
We did finish it, yeah. I think the actual title is Infernal Tramps, Tales of Weird Terror.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah. 3 of us made it through the book all the way. So, what did you guys think?
So, overall, I really, really enjoyed it. It definitely made me intrigued enough that I would really like to check out more of Alex Grass's works that are listed at the beginning of the book.
Yeah.
So I will probably try and grab some of those at some point, maybe cover them here on the show as well.
Yeah.
I love short stories. I love compilation books of short stories. That's bread and butter for me. Love that stuff when it comes to fiction and horror fiction. I wrote kind of copious notes about each of the stories. I ended up going quite hard on this one.
Yeah.
Stuff I really liked and responded to. Ones I was a little more lukewarm on, et cetera, et cetera. But overall, I thought at least in just like premises alone, this was pretty refreshing. It kind of felt like something that is cut from the cloth and makes a lot of sense for the current contemporary sensibilities as far as horror goes, with a lot of the strange, like almost pocket dimension and anomaly kind of stuff where like everything has like nightmare logic and it's very transient between reality and surreal landscapes of terror. But it also did not come off to me as something that was extremely reminiscent of anything super specific. I think actually the only thing that I was pulling from when I was reading this was there were a lot of things in it that reminded me of specific films, but none of the films had anything to do with this type of horror writing. So I thought that was cool. It didn't seem like it was too on the nose with any of its themes to feel like redundant or kind of like it was trying to reiterate someone else's work for me. So
That's pretty interesting because, like, even though I'm only like over halfway through, it really reminds me a lot of Lovecraft because it's like a lot of it's very ambiguous and vague, and it's like you kind of have to he creates a whole setting and that you have to kind of like piece together, which I enjoy that aspect of it quite a bit.
I did too. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Brianna?
Oh my god.
I didn't not like the book.
Fuck it up.
I
Get him, Brianna.
no, I didn't hate the book. I think it's not necessarily up my alley.
Yeah.
I don't think it was bad or anything. I just think that I have a certain type of story that I like to listen to, and this isn't necessarily it.
Yeah.
I do think that my only complaint with it was the fact that I felt like I needed a dictionary next to my side. And I did look at a lot of the Amazon reviews, and it did seem like that was kind of a consistent review as well.
Yep.
Was that the stories are great, but some of the vocabulary is just, it's a little much.
Yeah.
$5
I can see that.
words.
But I also thought
yeah.
the illustrations were pretty cool going throughout the book.
I liked that too.
Yeah.
The EP implant and the odd egg were definitely my favorites that I read.
Yeah, I
Odd
liked
Egg
those.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I love Odd Egg.
Yeah, I was kind of worried when I first sent it to you guys because I was like, I don't know how they're going to feel about the vocabulary in this book.
I actually didn't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
I like at all.
Yeah. I'll say that I think that like there were times when it was so frequent that it started to become just a little obtuse, but
Yeah.
I don't think that's like obviously that mileage is going to vary for everybody. It's not like the kind of thing where I feel like he should deaden his like aesthetic thread if that's what he wants to continue following with this stuff. And I haven't read his other stuff, so I don't know if that's just something that happens in this one or if it's very common.
Mhm.
But I will say there were a lot of words I was not familiar with, but a lot of them I did look up. But then at some point, I kind of got to the point where I was like, okay, I'm just going to kind of let context do the work on this for me and then kind of learn that way.
Yeah.
Because it was just like too much stopping and starting. It was taking me out of the stories a little bit at certain points, which I think Brianna had said privately that was her feeling as well.
Yeah,
So
and she
I was just
mentioned that,
using
like,
context clues.
she also mentioned that, like, if you're reading it on Kindle, you can, like, hold down on the word and it will pop up a dictionary for you. So it's much
Which is
easier that
very
way.
cool.
Yeah.
Because I was literally like switching. I was like using my phone and opening new tabs to look for stuff while reading it on my laptop.
Yeah.
And so like it was a bit of a back and forth for a while there. But I will say I liked the flavor that those vocabulary choices added. I think it made the prose have a really interesting kind of flair to it that I really did respond to when I was able to grasp everything, but there were times where it forced me to slow down and kind of stop and catch up a few words and then go back and reread a passage.
Yeah.
And
Well,
that's the only thing that kind of took me out sometimes. But
That's also why I like fucking said that like it reminded me of Lovecraft a lot because it seems like he has a really great appreciation for literary prose, but in like an 1800s sensibility of like just very, like you brought up the word obtuse, which I could see in certain aspects. Like if I'm just being 100% honest, that rat story could probably just be removed. It's mostly just very dense prose that don't really attach to any story or any feeling. But I think like Infernal Tramps, the namesake of the book, the fucking short of that is my favorite. And there was a lot of prose in fucking German that you're never gonna fucking understand.
Yeah, but I also loved that story.
Yeah, I fucking loved it, dude. But a lot of the very weird vocab is like all about description, but in a very tramp aesthetic. Like it reminded me a lot of fucking Burroughs' Naked Lunch, and I love that whole story. But
I was also getting those vibes. I was getting like a little bit of Burroughs, a little bit of Lynch, a little bit of Lovecraft. But what I was saying earlier was more so like I thought this fit well within the threads of like current trends in horror without seeming reminiscent of other people's work in the current day.
I was actually kind
of
of
older
shocked.
sensibilities rock.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked how many of them are actually set in modern day, like where it's like there's actual smartphones
Yeah.
and shit, and it's like,
And it translated pretty seamlessly. I was very happy with that because you don't see something written in this style that includes things like that very often.
Yeah.
Or it feels a little bit like fumbled or kind of strange, but like I thought it worked really well in this one.
It did. Like it just came out of nowhere and you accepted it. It was weird.
I didn't get to read like a ton of it, like I said earlier, because of just fucking work and shit like that. But what I was able to read of it, though, like it came across to me as very much like a scary stories to tell in the dark for adults.
Yeah.
Especially with like the drawings and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, also shout out to him for making all of that on his own.
Yeah.
The cover and all.
Yeah.
Damn, really?
He did great.
There were a few
couple
things that he used, like, what was it, like public images or whatever?
And then
like,
distorted them a little bit.
Uh-huh. At
And he
the very
credited those
end,
at the
he
end.
credits, like, the ones that he used that weren't his.
Yeah.
But a lot of it was his, yeah.
Yeah. To take on the breadth of that work was a big undertaking, especially when there's one for every single story. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I had something to say about the specific illustration. The odd egg one kind of reminded me of those ink blots that like therapists use.
Oh,
Rorschach
yeah.
Oh,
test.
like the Rorschach. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know, but like right as soon as I looked at it, I was
I
like,
got that too.
looks so crazy.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that one.
I love the end to that story, man. The fucking pay us later kind of thing.
Oh, also,
Yeah.
there were a lot of things that occurred in the stories in this that the further you get into the book, once you get to the end, it almost feels like there's a strange narrative thread, but it's so threadbare that there isn't like anything except for a few like stringling connectors there, like just that all these entities speak German. Like,
Yeah.
that was really interesting. There's another story toward the end that has some stuff in it that's really similar to Odd Egg, and things like entities that speak in the same kind of disjointed, like simplified, like English, like you go here, you do this, blah blah, and it was like really interesting to see some of those connective tissues between stories. I was very curious if there was ever supposed to be any actual like overarching thing to build on, or if that was just for the sake of adding some intrigue, which if that was the case, it's super cool and it did. So.
Yeah. So Brianna said her favorites are the EP implant and Odd Egg. Anybody else have some absolute favorites?
Let me bring up the table of contents.
Yeah.
I actually really enjoyed the first one, the Tezcat apparatus.
Me
and also,
too.
Infernal Tramps for sure.
Oh, dude, Pucamunga Splash.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
that one was
pretty good,
fucking
too.
awesome.
Is that the video
loved
game
that
one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I freaking love the video game one.
And
that was really cool.
It took me a while to appreciate it, but the Woman of Distinction, I actually really enjoyed it, even though like I didn't afterwards. Like it took some thinking about it. The one where she's just explaining to the frat guy she's fucking murdering, like that. Yeah, she's like 500 years old and like a vampire, something in that vein. But
oh, okay, yeah, I liked that one a lot too.
Yeah, I will say, the first half I was a little more responsive to than the last half of the book, I think. But that wasn't that the stories weren't good. I don't know what it was. It was just something about the first half of it. A lot of those really stood out to me.
See, my absolute favorite story, I think, out of the whole book was the very last one, Finding Erland.
Yeah.
I really loved that one.
I actually really liked Rats. I know the verbiage was very like over the top, but I felt like that kind of matched the vibe of what it was going for.
I liked it a lot because it kept making me think of Old Poe. And it was giving me those sorts of like really gothic vibes that I really responded to. That's why I like kind of like cut my teeth on when I was younger.
I really liked the meeting of Ivor Volman. The fucking I see. The only way I could describe it is just to fucking like spoil the entire twist, but fucking it was so meta and cool. Like I don't know.
Yeah. See, that's really interesting. I'm glad to see that the takes are varied though, because that was one I was extremely like lukewarm on.
Yeah, that's what I was
and
thinking.
I don't know what it was. It just didn't hit for me the way I was expecting it to. But I did think the twist was cool though.
Yeah.
The twist was cool. It, like I actually listened to it, like went to it like after the fucking twist came out, and I appreciated it a lot more once I knew the twist. Because it's like, because it was slightly confusing to me, and then the twist happened. I'm like, oh, that's pretty fucking sick, and it makes a lot more sense. Like the descriptions and the verbiage, and like a lot of that makes way more sense if you know the twist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it Ever Shall They Feed? That was about like the fucking big bloated entity god woman thing in the basement.
Yes.
Getting fed by the morgue dad.
Yeah.
I loved that one.
Yeah.
Actually, I really loved that one. That was like one of my favorites now that I'm thinking about it.
And his son was like watching while.
Yeah, that was so fucked.
Yeah.
That's a really good one.
Uh-huh.
I also liked the Black Gaucho of Revendication. That one, just because of like the bizarro Western kind of thing that it was doing, like the Old West kind of stuff. And I'm just always a sucker for that sort of aesthetic.
Yeah.
Bizarro meets Old West, like that stuff is just so cool.
I thought
the story
it was pretty
itself
too, yeah.
Yeah, I think that one just had a lot. It wasn't even so much about the story itself and the way it played out as much as it was just like the flavor throughout of that, the kind of feeling it was able to evoke.
Yeah.
It felt like 90% of the writing was just feeling in that one. Like there wasn't a lot of weight, but I do like just something purely aesthetic. Like
same.
Yeah.
I think
overall I really liked it. I really liked the vocabulary choices because you don't see that much in like horror books. Most of them are very simply written.
No, exactly, and that was kind of refreshing for me because I'm so used to that at this point. But this, I'm gonna try to find some highlight notes in my long list here. But I had described at one point the prose as being gnarled and gnashing at times, but then like beautiful and buttery smooth at others.
Yeah.
And sometimes those are like juxtaposed right up against each other, like almost butting against each other.
Yeah.
And I always thought, I just thought that was really, really nice. Is there was a real sensibility for taking your mind on kind of like a little journey throughout each paragraph at times. And I think Infernal Tramps was one of the best stories for that.
100%. I think that's when his vocab fucking shined. And like there was nothing jarring about it. It sent you into a different feeling or like a different fucking area. Like I really do.
Yeah.
I think that's why he named it that. I think that's his favorite story too. Like I think it works really well.
Yeah.
Also
what's like
the
sorry
was it the Kamuncho Splash, the video game one. It really reminded me of that weird kind of like transient like liminality of going to like a midnight release for a video game. Because I did that a couple times as a kid, and like going to a shopping mall where there's like nobody there and it's midnight and they only have lights on for like the section you're in to walk to the game store is like such a strange feeling. And it really reminded me of that a lot, and so that was like my personal takeaway from it that made that one really hit for me.
I think the way that he is ambiguous and like fucking the vocab he uses worked really well with that one too, because it's like a lot of the twist is shit is just because of the way he's saying it. It's not even a twist, it's just he's not giving you everything, and it's based off of like the main character's point of view looking back at this fucking thing that he experienced with his granddad. And like I really, really enjoyed that one quite a bit.
And also just throughout this book, especially in that story, but throughout the book, it just feels like memories and perception are so dreamlike and transient. And it just really takes you to that place mentally when you're reading it. I thought it was both like really titillating, but also like oddly like disarming and kind of like relaxing in a weird way. Like it just like kept me in this like really interesting train of thought and feeling like while I was going through the stories.
Yeah. I know Silas said in our message, like, he had to, like, slow down and actually pay attention when he was reading. And I really liked that because I feel like I'm always just, like, rushing through a book. And this one, you had to slow down and actually, like, pay attention.
See, that's the thing. I just reread it.
Yeah.
I didn't slow down. I just read it again after.
It's like when it comes to like the way he wrote all the stories in this, like you can tell he's not only like just very good at what he does, but he's also a student of the game. Like he's constantly reading stuff himself.
Yeah.
Because my God, there's a story I read for this episode that is absolutely fucking dreadful.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the exact opposite of how he wrote these stories.
Yeah, I've got some stuff like that tonight too.
Yeah. So it's just like, it was refreshing, like you all were saying, to see something in the horror realm to be written this way. So, yeah, I just think it was really cool. I just wish I had more time to actually just fucking sit down with it and finish it.
Yeah, because this is not like a breezy read, in my opinion, unless you're like really fucking astute. Like, it's not going to be that kind of book.
Yeah.
It's going to be like a story a night before bed kind of thing, or two maybe. Like, I was forcing myself getting through like 3 or 4 a few nights in a row, and then I was just like, I gotta slow down. I'm gonna do like 2 tomorrow.
Yeah.
Whatever. But there was a part in one of the stories that really stuck out to me, because there were times in this where it did get into territory that was like really, really visceral.
Mm-hmm.
And was like actually really affecting, and like almost an extreme horror kind of sensibility. And sometimes like there was this one story, I can't remember which one it is now. I and my notes are so scattered. I was an idiot and didn't write down the titles between breaks or whatever. But the part with like a dementia-ridden mother falling and injuring herself really badly on a table. And it was like, it was really like visceral and disturbing the way it was described.
That was Ivor Vorman. Yeah.
That was in that one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that section was fucked. Like,
dude, it pops up out of nowhere, and I literally had to go back to the previous chapter. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Or not chapter, paragraph.
Yeah.
So, yeah. The way he described that was, like you said, visceral, and like he used some crazy fucking examples to like.
Well, I will say what I liked the most about that story is it had a lot of like really dark and really like stark and like the truth hurts kind of stuff about like entropy and aging and and like just living the course of your life in general. Like there was a lot of stuff in there like that was like really unsettling and upsetting at times, but it was like the underbelly or the undercurrent to this wider story that seemed like it was the main point. So that stuff was just there almost as like the flavor or tone, and it just really worked.
Yeah, I really did enjoy that story quite a bit.
Yeah, I really want to buy the paperback or, whatever.
Yeah, same.
And just have it to read a story every once in a while when I want,
Yeah, that'd be a lot more helpful for me because I can't read on screens very well. That's why it's not done for me.
Yeah.
I have a hard time with that too. Oh my God. Like, it just hurts my fucking eyes.
It does, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little rough getting through it that way, especially with how dense this book was, but I was just like trudging. I kept adjusting my brightness up and down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
But no, I think he has a lot of talent.
Yeah, me too.
For sure.
I'm definitely
I'm glad he sent it to us.
Yeah, me too. I'm definitely going to check out some of his other stuff. I think most of it is on Kindle Unlimited. So.
Yeah, I loved just the kind of bizarro Americana that was laced throughout this thing. I think I really responded to it. So if his other stuff is anything like that, I know I'll like it.
Yeah.
I think you said something pretty close that could just be a perfect ending note is like you were shocked about everybody's different takes on stories they liked versus what they didn't, and I think that's the perfect thing for this. It's like,
Yeah.
just fucking pick it up, dude. I mean, there's gonna be shit you like, there's gonna be shit you don't. That's like every short story collection, but that's why they're so fun.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just,
There's something for everyone in
it's
it.
different in everything, and even though there's a similar thread, like you said, throughout the majority of the stories, they are very different, and the premises are fucking crazy. I love the premises. Yeah.
All right. Anything anybody wants to add before we move on?
No.
I think that's everything I got.
Okay.
Because,
Yeah.
I think I'm good.
like I said,
Also, kudos to him for his anti-generative AI stance at the end there. I
Oh,
really
yeah.
appreciated that.
AI.
I just love that he took the extra time and effort to make a lot of graphics himself. Like, I just thought that was really cool.
Yeah, it was.
So, good on you, brother.
it's like John Waters said recently. He's like, AI should be used to help people like in the medical field do shit. It shouldn't be used to create art.
Yeah,
I agree.
exactly.
They're called the humanities for a fucking reason.
Yeah.
I just want to say one thing on that subject real quick. I know we're talking about books on this podcast, but something that I found out recently that very much disappointed me is that Mark Poloni has been using AI in his movies.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Very disappointed in that.
Well, obviously he's a little slow, brother. That's just.
But I'm not.
We knew
I
that
was
was
going to say I'm not surprised. Just disappointed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cough Tetra video.
Oh my god. This will be a completely different episode of this podcast if we go there.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Shitty ass fucking movie. Well, I haven't seen a frame of it besides the screenshots. Fuck that movie and fuck you, Tetra.
Yeah.
Fuck you, old Dama.
How to touch fucking
Yeah.
dipshits, man.
All right. So do you guys want to move on to individual reads, or do you want to discuss our next group read?
I did not get to the other group read, so
God damn it, Matt.
Way
It's
to
up to
go,
you all.
dude.
I did.
Well,
Such a quick
Yeah.
book.
you can send that one.
I actually have something to say about this one. So
Yeah, I was
it's
like, so
fine with me.
James will
Either
get to
way.
talk this time.
Yeah.
And
We
Matt
can-
will
we
be
can-
quiet.
We can knock it out if you want.
I'm down.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, yeah.
I'll keep my mouth shut.
It's not like you
About
talk a
fucking
lot
time.
anyway, Matt.
Was that true?
I think you talk just the right
You're pretty
amount.
quiet.
Matt.
Yeah. Yeah, just the right amount, Matt.
I appreciate it.
All right, so our next group read is The Bug Collector. And I cannot remember who that's by. Wrath.
James White.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
He's a great writer. I love his poetry. Read Ecstasies of Agony.
Yeah. So this is actually, we're doing this because Sunny talked about it on a Darkish Cinema podcast.
Yes.
And she wanted to hear Silas's thoughts, and so we all just decided to do a group read.
Oh no.
Well, I've read it. I've read it
Yeah,
before.
Bones has read it. He owned it. So.
Yeah. It's a short book that cost me $30.
Oh my God.
Damn.
And then I paid an extra $9 so I
Yeah.
could have it read to
His
me.
books are not fucking cheap, dude. They are not cheap.
Yeah,
well,
I didn't do this one as an audiobook. I just had this one on Amazon. I bought it.
So I'll just start by preconceived notions going in is not what I expected. Knowing what bug collecting is, I thought it was going to be something way fucking different.
Wouldn't anyone?
Yeah.
Wouldn't anyone?
It's not about bugs.
It's
Technically, yes.
yeah, it is technically.
Not the bugs
it's-
you're thinking of, Chris.
Yeah.
No.
It's definitely about collecting STDs as a sexual fetish, but I didn't
Yes.
expect it to be a
Yeah,
revenge
exactly.
story
What the
mainly.
Yeah.
Okay. Man, I didn't realize I was going to be involved in a subject about this twice this fucking day, actually. Damn it. 'Cause one
Yeah.
of the movies we're doing for the podcast this week is all about bug chasing. God damn it.
Dude,
Anyway,
send me that movie.
I'll go back to my...
Yeah.
It's on... It's on our Plex because it's not
Okay,
held
well,
anywhere.
send me the name.
I love that you whisper like no one, like it's not gonna be, it's not being recorded. You're like, hey,
I think for me, I feel about the opposite of what Bones just said, and that's probably because of Sonny talking about it so much.
Yeah.
That I kind of expected more on the torture side, and less of the explanation of how all of this came to be.
Yeah.
So
totally agree.
yeah. I mean, and there was plenty of like torturous moments in it, but I guess I expected a little bit more out of it, maybe. And again, that's probably just because of hearing Sonny talk about it. So
yeah, because the torture was sort of like short. It was like kind of a quick thing. It wasn't like drawn out.
Yeah,
it was kind of intermediate, a little bit, like back and forth.
Intermittent.
Intermittent. Thank you.
Yeah.
Between like there was like torture story.
Yeah.
That's actually my only problem with the book is that the torture aspect I didn't actually enjoy. Like I did enjoy his internal monologue and like the whole like fucking reason why he's getting tortured. I like the whole backstory so much in this that when it got to the torture, it just felt a little cheap. And I'm like, okay.
I can see that. I'll be 100% honest. I was pretty bored. I'm not gonna lie. It kind of bored me a bit.
Okay.
But I will say that after reading the first 3 chapters, I think, I went to Sonny and I said, "Is this supposed to be a comedy?"
I thought it was
because I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
And she had this look on her face like, "What the fuck did I marry?" And I was like, well, the thing that I loved about this book so much and what brought me so much joy reading it was the juxtaposition of how he talked versus how the hooker talked.
Yeah.
And that's what, like, whenever he would speak so eloquently about these just absolutely grotesque and disgusting things that he was, I don't even want to say he was doing, but that he was in general. It kind of made me giggle a little bit. You know,
dude, it's funny.
It was just a really weird dichotomy, and I really enjoyed it. But everything else kind of bored me.
Well, he wrote it that way on purpose to be comedic. Like,
and the dialogue was the highlight to me.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That was the best thing about her. It's like she's supposed to be the victim who's getting her revenge, but I hated her. I was like, this white trash bitch. Like, fuck you.
I mean, I didn't like her, but then once you get to hear her story and you kind of understand like why she's doing it, it's like, oh, okay.
She also wasn't white. She referred to herself as my black ass all the time.
Yeah.
I think I've heard white people say that more than black people.
Well, Wrath James White is black, so.
Yeah.
I say goddamn.
I don't know. I gotta say, so I didn't like how much it veered toward the hooker's story at the end there, actually. I really wished that this had been about the escapades of the bug collector guy more so and more focused on him and his inner monologue 100%. Rather than being so much of it being, even when it was like him reminiscing and explaining himself or whatever flashback kind of sequences while he's just like being tortured in this alleyway or whatever.
Yeah, like trying to justify himself to her.
And I gotta say, even with the suspension of disbelief that comes with anything that has a splatterpunk sensibility, the idea of this guy just calmly recounting his whole life story up to this point, sans his lopped off eyelid and his busted fucking nutsack. It just really got to me because I'm like, my brother, that's the kind of stuff that would put you in fucking shock. Like, you would be out. Like, there's no way he's just sitting here like, so back when I was a young lad, fucking without protection, after he's like sitting here with like a permanently drying out open bloody eye and a busted nutsack. Like, I'm just like, that's not happening, man. That's
well,
not
and like even before he got to the part where he was interacting with her, like, he was fucked up already. Like, he was already
Yeah,
missing
yeah.
a nose.
syphilis.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's like, oh, my nose
Looks
just
like
rotted
Leader's
off,
face.
you know? And like,
Dude, syphilis will
People
do
were
that.
calling him
man.
a
That shit's
zombie as he
crazy.
walked down the street
Yeah.
and shit.
Yeah.
so I'm like, he already wasn't doing well. And then he's like enduring all this torture while just calmly telling his story.
Well, also,
Yeah.
syphilis kills off a lot of the nerves in your body, so you
Oh.
really can't feel much of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess
There's a great
that's
movie
one
about
explanation.
prostitutes at the turn of the century with syphilis rotting their faces off and they couldn't feel anything. It was really fucked.
Damn.
Oh, yeah. So something that did bother me too is there is actually a point later in this where he did pass out or like go into shock,
Mhm.
and I was like, now you do? Like I don't know.
Yeah.
I was just like, that's crazy. You've been through the fucking ringer already, my brother. But
Yeah.
like, so that was a bit much. I really don't think I was connecting as much as I had hoped to with like Ralph James White's sense of humor or his little anecdotes. And also there were a lot of like common phrases in this that were like misused or like off by like a single word that would
Mm.
really like irk me when I came across them, because I was just like, just
Yeah.
look it up. I don't know. But
He's in his 60s, so.
That is one thing that I noticed whenever the prostitute was talking. I was like, that's not really what people say.
Yeah.
yeah. I
seemed
got a
forced.
lot of
It seemed like the common vernacular was so forced. It almost seemed like he didn't understand it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
yeah, I would say like there was something here. This is largely used as a video game term, but I applied it to this. I can't remember exactly what all I was thinking of because it's been a while since I listened to this one. I listened to it toward the beginning of the month, but
Yeah.
I described this as having a lot of like ludonarrative dissonance to it, where there was kind of this disconnect between what the point was or what we were doing, but also like what was actually happening and what was actually being written or depicted. And it seemed like there was kind of a mismatch of tonal stuff going on here that I wish had like coalesced or merged in a way that it never quite did. It just didn't gel for me the way I was expecting it to. So that was like kind of a big thing for me, but that's very common of these types of books. When I read them, it kind of feels like the author is always kind of on unsure footing, even if they're not really writing anything like that insane or extreme, like, which I don't think that was the point here. It's not like a censorship thing or a self-censorship thing or whatever. It was something else, but it was interesting to see how it manifested in this one. I just can't remember exactly what I was getting at with it.
Mm.
But it did have like good heinous flavor text and descriptions for a lot of the nasty shit.
Oh,
in it.
yeah.
I like that. I did like that. I did think there were times where he got kind of repetitious with some of the vocabulary that I wished he would have went and got just a few more words for, but that was like
shit,
kind
yeah,
of that was just
100%.
kind of a
Mhm.
that was a nitpick, really. But the imagery and descriptions are mostly very well written, so I was happy with that because it does have the gross out factor that I think it was definitely going for.
Yeah.
I wasn't a huge fan of the like name dropping of another author from the Hooker character and how she has started
Yeah.
naming off her books, and then they brought her up again later, and I was like, I think one was enough, my man, and even then it was very forced
Oh,
and
yeah.
kind of
That actually
cringy.
bugged
I
me
was
too.
not really into that. Just like put her in the beginning or back of the book as like an acknowledgement or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
You don't need to put it into the narrative. It just really destroys immersion.
Uh-huh.
But kudos to Monica O'Rourke, I guess.
Right?
Yeah, good for her. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really like it very much. I'm gonna be real. I'm very interested still in reading more of his stuff, just to get a wider range and see like what does and doesn't work for me. But this one was kind of tough for me.
So it's weird too, because this is his most famous, and I absolutely 100% after reading like 7 of his books think this is his worst book. And I don't get why people fucking always recommend this one. I think it's just because the premise of bug collecting is so fun. like that a lot of people recommend this, and like TikTok blew this shit out the water. So now this isn't even really underground at all. This is just pretty basic shit. Yeah. But the rest of his shit's like legit. Like this is one of his first books. Like it's
okay.
I like the story, but like I said, I like half of it.
Yeah, I'll have to check out more.
Dude,
that makes me feel a little bit better about it.
Yeah, you would love Rabbit Hunt. That's up your alley, Silas. It is vicious and so fucking crazy, dude.
Okay, I'll check it out for sure. There was one thing though in this that I think it was almost like my final straw, because I started to get kind of like fumey toward the end of it, because I was just like, what the fuck are we doing here? How is this wrapping up this way? But there was a part where it was like explaining how finally what the deal was with the hooker and why she was doing this. It was because her lover died from being infected with all the bullshit. But the reason behind it was like, they were like, oh, she was a super carrier, but she exhibited no symptoms. And I was like,
right.
The fuck you mean? What the fuck is that? What are you talking about?
Know.
That's what a super carrier is. It's a real thing. They're asymptomatic and they pass it on.
We're asymptomatic.
Yeah. I know that, but that is just so fucking far-fetched. Like, it's just really annoyingly far-fetched.
It's actually not that rare, if we're being honest.
Well, but it seemed as a narrative device, it seemed like almost too convenient.
Exactly. I just hated that. Yeah. I hated that.
I can see that. Yeah.
And then her revelation of what her like her what do they fucking say? Her purpose in life.
Her purpose, basically,
to do the same thing. Like, and I was just like, okay, like.
I was like,
so what the fuck was the point?
Instead of to catch, she is going to spread, and she's going to cause this. Basically, she's going to. Effectively, she's going to cause a curse upon all of the, husbands and fathers that are out cheating on their wives with her.
And that's, which is what she says, right? But that's after, like, a ton of disposition and stuff. Like, she goes on these rants talking about the wider damage that this has done to a bunch of other innocent parties related to these people. And I was just like, okay, so that doesn't make sense for her to do that. That doesn't make sense as like a motivator or whatever, because she just told us about all the just poor victims on the sidelines of this, and as it's going to spread out and spiderweb into all these other people's lives, and then she's like, I'm gonna do it too.
Well, I think what pushed her to that was that she expected to get some sort of a catharsis out of this journey of hers, out of this retribution that she was getting from him by torturing and killing him, and she thought she was going to feel a sense of justice, and she felt completely empty afterwards. Yeah. And I think it was more of an epiphany that she had, where she was like, maybe what I'm supposed to do is this instead. Yeah. So I do get why. But I also understand how, we spent the entire book, torturing this guy because he did this thing, and now she's going to go do it.
Yeah, it just seemed really
get where that's weird.
Like, really incongruous with her moral compass was my main thing.
And I think and that's what I was trying to say, is that I'm glad you said moral compass, because I wasn't putting it into words very well. But I think that's what it was that by feeling so empty after all of these events, she lost her moral compass. It was gone by this point, because she didn't get what she wanted to out of all of this. So now she's going to find a new purpose. Yeah,
and
that's fair. I think I just wished he would have harped on that a little more and made it a little more clear, so it didn't sound like just this.
That all happened in the that all happened in the last chapter, which was 3 pages long. He could have filled that out to a little with a little bit more emphasis on how and why she came to that decision.
The book is coming back to me. I'm sorry. I did not hate the whole thing. I was like, I felt like there was an issue with me. It was the ending. I think it was just the latter little portion of the book. It just really started to not tie itself off well, and that was what bothered me the most. Now I'm remembering it now as it's coming.
And I agree with you. The first 3 chapters I was not particularly happy with, because, like I said, I was just bored, out of my fucking mind bored.
There's some really good stuff in the middle.
But in the middle, it was like, oh, this is really getting my interest now.
Yeah,
and then
he found
the
his
last
stride.
2 chapters. It was the last 2 chapters. Her story. Well, maybe it was 3. Her story, his eventual death, and that little epilogue in the last chapter. Those right there, I went right back to being bored.
Yeah, I think that was what it was for me. If I'm remembering now, it's like I really liked a lot of the meat of the book, but I really did not like how it was bookended. That was my thing.
I did like how she killed him, though.
Yeah.
That was good. Yeah. I enjoyed that.
I like that too.
Yeah.
Molten metal in the ass and dick.
Yeah.
It was fucking crazy.
Out of the chess pieces from her lover.
Yeah. And her whole thing was like, she's gonna go do this now, but basically to bad men, people that she thinks deserve it. But like we said, like you guys said, like she's been talking about how this spreads out to everyone that's involved with those people. So it's not just the bad people you're affecting.
Yeah, because eventually they are going to go back and fuck their own wives and their, and then they're going to get infected and then it's like spider webs.
Based off the character, the reason why I didn't have a problem with it is because she's a dumb ghetto bitch. Like, she literally has no thought process in that brain of hers.
Yeah, she's obviously kind of crazy.
She's vapid and crazy and just broken already.
I don't know. I would have felt that, but it seemed like she, if I'm remembering right, it seemed like she was the one giving him the lectures about the
morals, basically.
Crimes. Yeah. So it was it was her putting it into the story.
Because she was affected, but she doesn't give a fuck what she does to other people. She was just a fucking selfish.
She seemed like it. She seemed like she did.
Well, she's trying to excuse it as a form of vigilante justice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She's trying to pretend to be the hero.
Yeah, without any idea of the broader consequences.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just thought it was sloppily written, if I'm being real. I don't think it was even a deeper thing with her character. I think he just decided to end it on kind of a dour note, and that was an easy out.
I thought it was
my thing.
I thought in the writing it was pretty blatant that she was just a dumb, crazy bitch. Like, if I'm being honest.
No, I didn't get that, but that was me.
I did. I kind of did.
Yeah.
Like, I agree 100% with you that she was I don't want to say lesser than him on an intellectual level, but, well, no, fuck it. Yeah, she was.
Yeah,
she was.
She kind of was. Yeah.
I was trying to be nice, but I don't think I need to be nice to a fictional whore.
Yeah.
An intellectual psychopath.
Yeah, I actually really liked it. I know there are some problems, and I get what you guys are saying, but overall, I really liked the book.
I don't regret it. I was fine rereading it. I still think it's his abso-fucking-loot worst book, but it's still fun.
I'll have to check out his other stuff.
Yeah, and I definitely will. Like, it's not the kind of thing that turned me off so much that I'm not going to do that. That's not what I'm getting at. I think I just have such an issue with like those sorts of like logical inconsistencies sometimes in things that like they really turn me off, or like my brain has a tendency to really pick on them and pick them out and hyper focus on that. And so that was my thing. But like, I'll definitely check out his other stuff because I know there are other things I've read synopsis for and other stuff that y'all have recommended that sounds like it would be up my alley. So I'll definitely read more of it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. All right. You guys want to get to your individual books now?
Sure. Why not? Well, you should start with Matt since he didn't get to talk during that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go pee.
Okay. Are you leaving?
Wait for him to come back.
Bye, Felicia.
Chris is leaving.
Bye, Chris.
Oh, see you, Chris.
He's done with us.
Oh.
You just opened a beer,
it was my
too.
turn to talk, Chris said.
Yeah, he said, fuck that. I'm not listening to Matt talk.
Fuck you, man. Calm cinema.
I tried not to grab anything that was too, like, dour. But because I feel like I have been the absolute just mood fucking soul crushing book picker of the group here.
That's all right.
So what I'm going to do is I'll save this one. I think I talked about it a little bit.
Okay.
A slow death. So I'll save this one. We're not going to be dour today.
I mean, you can.
I will talk. I'll start with actually I'll start with the bad story, and I'll hit one of the articles I read. Okay.
Okay.
The bad story I read this week was "We Don't Go Into These Woods" by the username was Elderich Volpine. This story fucking sucked, guys. It feels like it was written, and it probably was, but it felt like it was written by like a 15-year-old who just discovered horror as a medium to read.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it's like very, and like there's like a whole thing where these two girls are being chased by a guy with an evil clown mask and whatever. I was like, this is not my cup of tea at all. And it's like there was cool ideas. It just failed to fucking land a single one. Like,
Okay.
I just don't have much else to say about that one. I'll move on to one of the true things I brought here.
Okay.
And the story, again, I will say it is fucked up, but the article written is one of the best pieces of, like, I guess, nonfiction true crime that I've ever read.
Well,
it is Massacre in the Pacific by Dushang? I don't know. It's
Oh yeah, dude.
it's a Chinese name. And it was translated by a website called Words Without Borders. And yeah, they go through a bunch of like literature and they translate it from, you know, where it would be like not accessible by for like English speakers, and they translate it to English. It's really fucking sick. Highly recommend their website for shit. But Massacre in the Pacific it follows the author of this as he finds one of the surviving members of what was a massacre on a squid fishing ship called the Larongu, it was like 2678 or something like that. And essentially what happened is like it was a trip that was doomed from the start, where like the guy in question is also anonymous. Like he was like, do not tell them what my name is. I don't want it out there. But this is the story of what happened on this boat.
Okay.
And what you get is like the first like day on the ship, they immediately had to stop at a port because the chef on board lost his fucking mind and was like, they're going to kill us. They're going to kill us. And he's like just already losing his mind. They had to drop him off and get someone else. And that was a precursor essentially to what was to come, because for the next like 80 days or something like that on this boat, it was just madness of just some of the most horrific shit you can imagine. And it was all because a lot of labor law stuff was going on with the ship. They thought they were getting paid quite a bit of money, and then they discovered while they were in the middle of the sea, they were getting paid close to nothing.
Jesus.
And this is a very dangerous profession. So then you get people essentially getting gutted with giant hooks, thrown overboard because they staged a mutiny on this ship.
Wow.
It is fucking intense. Yeah, I'll leave the rest of the story for anyone to read. It's so fucking good, though. Props to the guy who wrote this, because I couldn't even imagine sitting there with this guy and being like, oh, and what now happened?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, fuck.
Man.
And I have to keep your name secret because that's in our binding contract.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
It's fucked.
That actually sounds awesome though to read.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be really interested in
It's
checking that out.
Yeah, I can send the link over because again, it's free to read.
Okay.
Like, it's just
cool.
Send
on
it to me.
their
I'll
website.
take it.
Hell yeah.
All right, yeah. Words Without Borders, shout out. They're fucking awesome.
Hell yeah.
Whoever's next, go for it.
Yeah.
Who want to? I can talk about some stuff. If you
Yeah, I guess you can go, Silas.
want. All right, so I tried reading another splatterpunky kind of book from the UK called Shutterhouse by Rick Wood, and it was really awful. And I was like, okay, well, maybe he's just like naive or something, like young or whatever. I looked him up. He's too old to be writing like this. Sounds very. It's very like early high school level edgelordy like kind of stuff. Also filtered through like a British sensibility where it seems like he's really afraid to go too far. But is still like reveling in like how edgy he thinks what he is willing to do is, and it's not, it's just not. It's just poorly written, really not interesting book. He also I listened to the audiobook of this on Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
He also performed the audiobook.
Oh.
And his choice of voices for his characters was absolutely just soul-rentingly annoying. Everybody sounded like shit. I don't know why he chose the voices he did for him, because it's like he chose voices that were like so annoying for like the main characters.
No.
And then like the side characters talk pretty normally in comparison.
Yeah, that's weird.
So I don't know why he did that. I feel like he just didn't think about it, but just went with one to start and then just kept it.
Yeah.
Which sucks because the voice of the killer in the book is in 3 more books because he decided to make 3 more books just about the killer. Separate from the story of this one, which was actually about like some people who just encounter him during a home invasion because they're trying to get money for their like dying mom, like cancer treatments or something. And there were parts in the setup that I actually really liked. I liked the characters. I liked the motivations. I liked like kind of the grim, dark, gritty, like down on their luck, really hyper poor stuff that was going on with what they were having to deal with. That was all nice as far as the world building and motivations and setup go for the heist. But once they get to the house, the book just becomes so fucking boring and flavorless and poorly written. And it's crazy because it's like, that's when everything should be popping off, you know? It's like the shit's happening now. But it just lost all of its luster for me. And it's called Shutterhouse because the guy has the ability to flip a switch and make all the doors and windows lock down in the house.
Oh, okay.
And it's soundproofed and they can't like get out and they can't scream for help and blah blah blah. That's the whole point. That is barely used in the entire thing. Like, it's just not, they don't harp on it enough, in my opinion, to make it feel like it's worthy of the title namesake. But I was very curious because I was like, well, you know, it's possible that this will end up getting better as these go on, because this is the most popular series that this guy has written, is this book series.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, I'm going to try the second one because it's all from the killer's perspective. And it could be kind of interesting because he was an interesting character, but he's just like a great value Patrick Bateman. He's just like an affluent guy with a lot of money and resources who's a psychopath. Like, that's the whole thing.
Okay.
So I started the second book, and he ramped up the like preteen edginess even more.
Oh.
It has a bunch of incongruous stuff with the character's motivations, where it's like he'll write about something really, really awful that he's doing that's actually kind of affecting. There were some dark passages in this one that was just like, oh, this is actually uncomfy. And then he would turn around. It was like the author himself was just having like a conundrum about not wanting to be perceived a certain way. So he would like write something in the killer's monologue where he was like talking bad about like certain types of violent offenders or whatever the fuck. And it's like, okay, you can't have a character who's like raping a teenage girl and then have him go on a diatribe about how bad pedophiles are in the next chapter.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That doesn't make any fucking sense. It doesn't make sense.
What the fuck?
And I'm not this kind of guy when it comes to calling shots at throwing eggs at fucking people who are writing stuff like this, because I like horror. I like all this stuff. I like crazy, depraved nonsense. He really cares about how good and how well written the raping the teenage girl sections are, but he doesn't give a fuck about anything else in his writing, and it's all shit. And it pissed me off. It was just so bad. I got to a point where I had about 3 hours left, and I was like, I might stop. I might stop here. And then I was like, no, close enough. I can get it done in the rest of this work day. I'm just going to keep trudging through. I got to an hour and a half left, and I decided this is a did not finish. And I stopped listening to the especially because I looked it up to see some reviews, because I was like, surely people aren't eating this up, right? They are. And there were two more books in the series, and I was like, I'm not doing it. I can't invest this much time into this. It's not worth it, man. But Rick Wood, why you chose that voice for Gerald, I will never understand. Horrible choice. I hope you had fun keeping that consistent across 4 fucking novels, because it just made him sound like a fucking idiot. And it was annoying. And these books aren't supposed to be funny, so I don't know why you're doing stupid funny voices when you perform them in your audiobooks. Yeah. Maybe think about that. But you're 38 and you're writing like this, so you won't think about it. So.
Bam!
So he's 30. Yeah. He's 38, but like, was this like one of his first books, or?
No,
he has a lot more before this.
I think he has several before it, and I think he has been continuing the series in between other books throughout his writing career.
Okay.
But they are not that old. I think Shutterhouse was from like 2019.
Okay. Okay.
God damn.
Well, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah.
It does sound terrible.
Will not be reading another Rick Wood book. Will not do it.
Yeah.
That does remind me a little bit. There was this book I was going to use for the Ed Kemper video I made. And because there's not a lot of books that I could find about him. Mm-hmm. And it was, I can't remember what the name of the actual book was, but it was written by Jack Rosewood. And for some reason, this motherfucker on the audiobook version of this has character, because there's a victim who is Asian of Ed Kemper.
Oh God!
Decided that the mom should speak in essentially yellow face.
Oh God!
Shit.
Yeah.
Good God!
I was like, oh yeah, fuck this book. I'll just use the short little bit that Peter Vronsky wrote in a book I will shout out, Serial Killers, Method of Madness and Monsters. Go check it out. It's fucking awesome.
Okay.
Fuck Jack Rosewood. He's a clown.
That's fucking unfortunate.
That is horrific.
Man. Well,
you will kill my daughter.
If we're gonna do books we're ripping on, I've got one that I didn't necessarily like, and it's gonna break Brock's heart.
Okay.
In order to talk about that one, I gotta talk about the first one.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So I'll just knock them out in this this cycle of.
Okay.
I don't like the first one either, so it's fine.
I know.
I didn't like either. Kill me.
So Brock recommended the Son of the Slob, but you have to read the Slob to get to the Son of the Slob, and they're both by Aaron Beauregard. And I did just assume anytime I read something, if it wasn't sent to us, I'm listening to it on Audible. So
yeah.
It starts with the main character when she's like a little girl. She's like 5 or whatever. The house is a freaking disaster, like hoarder city.
Mm-hmm.
Her sister ends up committing suicide. And then, like, basically the whole first chapter is just to say she ends up becoming a clean freak because of her surroundings.
Oh.
Which then gets her into some trouble later on.
Uh-huh.
You jump to her being married to a man who's in a wheelchair. They find out they're pregnant and they have a lack of funds. He's had this car that's like his baby, and he wants to sell it so that they can afford their actual child.
Mm-hmm.
And she decides that she doesn't want to let him do that. And then this doors-to-door salesman shows up at their house selling a vacuum. And she becomes obsessed with it and starts selling vacuums, and she knocks on one wrong door one day. And that's when you meet the Slob.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I mean, I didn't really like that book. I didn't really think I didn't think I needed that much of the backstory.
Yeah.
Of her as a child to like you could have just jumped in with, her being married and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've read some of the Slob, so
yeah,
it sucks. Dude.
I also think he is almost where I love description. I talk about it every time I read a book.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he's almost over descriptive to the point where it defeats the shock value, and it's no longer fun. You just become bored with it because it's just constant back to back.
Yeah.
Oh, and then the last 2 chapters. I'm pretty sure it's the last 2 chapters of it. Could have been completely taken out. Absolutely unnecessary.
Oh.
There's it has nothing to do with anything other than the last chapter is about a silver-haired fox is what he's called or whatever, and he goes back and cleans up, burns the house down of where all this bad shit happened at.
Oh, okay.
So I only read that because he recommended the next one, which is Son of the Slob. And, I mean, obviously it's a continuation.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't feel like I can really say much about it, because if I tell you much about this one, then I'm giving away, the ending of the first one.
Yeah.
Not really.
Well, yeah, kinda.
What, she has a forced abortion and gets pregnant by the Slob?
Yeah, exactly.
It's in the title, pretty much. It's Son of the Slob.
Well, yeah, but but he purposely left the ending of the first one to be oh, well, now they go back into the office if she's still pregnant, even though she had an abortion.
Oh.
Dun dun dun.
Okay.
Stick around for the next book. Yeah, and the second one also same thing. It was, I don't know. I didn't have a great time.
Okay.
What
We'll
was
be
his
reading
name?
some shit tonight.
Was it Harold? Was Harold?
Yeah,
the kid's
Harold
name?
is the name
Yeah.
of the son.
Harold was rancid. You shouldn't be
And-
balding when you're 3.
Oh.
You know, I don't know. I've got notes here. Hold on. Oh, I can give you some horrific events for the Son of the Slob.
Yeah.
No, God.
So many.
There's Harold gets raped by a nun, and she uses what are those things called when it's on it's like a cross on a necklace.
A
A
rosary?
rosary. Yeah,
rosary,
she
yeah.
rapes Harold with a rosary, and it's
Damn.
just. And this is supposed to be his school, by the way. He's supposed to be going to school at this nunnery, and she ends up being a pedophile and a fucking freak and rapes and abuses Harold, and it's
Harold doesn't
unfortunate.
mind that much.
Does she say, "Let Jesus fuck you"?
Yeah, XX exorcist. Let Jesus come inside you.
He also murders a girl and eats her because some random dude tells him to,
Hell yeah.
which I thought was interesting, but not interesting enough for me to enjoy this book.
I still want to read Sun, and I will, but I don't know. My parameter for him is a little low right now, but I'm gonna check out the ones that are the most popular, I think, just to be safe.
See, that's weird too, because Brianna has read shit that wasn't popular by him and loved it, but didn't like.
I've only ever
Slob.
read one other book other than these two.
Wedding
by him.
Day Massacre is fucking
The Wedding
so
Day
fun,
Massacre.
dude.
That's my
Okay.
favorite. Yeah, if you want an
Yeah.
actual book I'd recommend by Aaron Beauregard, it's The Wedding Day Massacre. I have already
Okay.
told Lisa to read it a million times. I've told Chloe to read it now
Yeah.
since last night.
Yeah.
I will preach that book until the day I die.
Yeah, besides raping a retard, there's nothing fucked up in it. It's just really fun.
That is not true.
There's nothing else fucked up in that book besides the disgusting dick cheese retard rape.
Well, I will say your parameter of what's fucked up, it might be a little different than other people's.
maybe just a bit.
Although I had no problem with, wrestling with tonsil stones, and he did. So
Yeah.
there's
gross.
that. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend either of those. I will recommend Wedding Day Massacre, which maybe I'll talk. Did I already talk about that one on the first
I think
one?
you did.
Okay. Cool.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think so. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
I could do one more just because this one's quick and I've got like 7 or 8 books, so I'm trying to smash them all in.
Yeah.
This one I don't. It's The Good Samaritan by John Mars that
Mhm.
Lisa recommended.
Yep.
I listened to it, and all I have to say is I would not change a single thing. There are so many different things in it, from murder to suicide to blackmail to suspected pedophilia, foster care, revenge.
Uh-huh.
And a special needs child. I mean, if you name it, it's been fucking thrown into that book. I had an amazing time with that book. I loved it, and I'm
Hell yeah.
kind of pissed that I didn't buy it. I used it just as my monthly
Oh, yeah.
thing. So I probably will go back and buy it eventually. But yeah, very good recommendation. I loved that.
Yeah. I love John Mars.
All right, babe, do you want to...
Well,
Since you want-
yeah,
so you
I'll
wanna
jump
jump
in
onto that?
because the first book besides the book I rushed today that I did read was The Good Samaritan, because
Oh!
my God, the concept was just too good not to
Mhm.
look into. I'm a little different. I
Yeah.
loved the beginning. I thought the middle was pretty shit, if I'm being honest.
Okay.
I think spending that much time with fucking Ryan, that's his name.
Uh-huh.
It's the fact that we had to, like, there was barely
Don't
any
ruin the twist.
I'm not. The fact that there's barely anything new in that whole section, it's just reliving the same phone conversation just from a different perspective,
Mhm.
and like barely anything new happens in that. I thought that was a waste of a couple hours.
Character build.
But fuck me, by the end of the book, when it gets to that third part with the back and forth,
Mhm.
and shit starts breaking down, and you realize how unreliable Laura was the entire fucking time,
Yeah.
was so good. Legitimately jumped into it, hearing from fucking her daughter at the end, and like,
Yeah,
oh
the
my
bonus chapter.
God.
Yeah.
Literally, my review on Goodreads is, fuck, I want to curb stomp Laura so fucking bad. I want to
real.
American History
Yes.
X that bitch.
Yes.
Jesus.
I know, we were working together the last couple days, and that's when he read it. My
Uh-huh.
monthly was about to run out, and I was like, you gotta listen to this. And I kept like peeking out. I'm like, how you doing? How, what are you thinking so far?
Yeah.
And he's just like,
Do you know who
It's-
Steven is? Fuck.
I was like,
Yeah.
he's like, it's okay. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, where are you at in it? He's like, I got like 4 hours, 5 hours left. I go, okay, just hold on a little longer. I promise you. Once they go back and
Uh-huh.
forth, I'm like, it's gonna hit. And he's like, okay.
Yeah.
So I've just got another 2 hours before I get to the cool part or something like that.
And it really did feel like that. It made me respect it a little bit, but there's still so much shit I'd cut out of this book.
No, I get that, because I did start to think it was a little boring, like too much detail that we've already heard, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, then you get to the
But it was a
end and it's like,
character build.
yeah.
You needed to know how fucked up they both were before everything really started hitting
So,
the fan.
but that's what I was talking about. Like the first fucking 20 minutes Orion's fucking chapter with the background, finding out how fucked up he is cool. And it's like you could even attach small parts of the conversation, it would be fine, but you needed to cut 2 hours out of that. Like
about 2 hours, but maybe a little bit.
It was just reiterating the same shit we already heard in the last chapter.
Well, everyone's entitled to their opinion.
Yeah.
Okay. I do think you are right. We needed that portion to understand that character.
That maybe it could have been. It could have been. Shorter.
It could have been more.
I'm
succinct.
like, it could have been longer. No, just kidding.
It just
could have been shorter.
It could have been more succinct and edited down.
It could have.
Yeah.
But by the fucking end of it, I am extremely excited to read more books from this motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they're boring like that in the middle and I'm wasting a few hours, it's like, Jesus Christ.
The end makes it worth it every time. Yeah.
Dude, I've rarely hated a fucking fictional character so much, where I was just legitimately fucking angry.
Yeah.
And I was angry 2 hours after I was done listening to it, because that stupid cunt.
Yeah.
Spoiler got away with it. Fuck.
Yeah.
God. She needs a full neo-Nazi fucking death, dude. Full that. Fuck that bitch. Fuck that bitch. The book is great. Read the book. Good Samaritan rocks. Lisa had a great recommendation. Fuck. Okay. Jamesy boy.
All right. I don't know how I can follow that up. That was very fascinating.
Yeah, it was.
I'm gonna be real with everybody. I didn't actually read a whole lot this month because College Football 27 came out, and I spent a lot of time on that.
Yeah.
But what I did do is I finished something that I had teased a little bit in the last episode, and I read 2 really short things.
Okay.
Because I just wanted something to talk about. I really, I mean, to be fair, I actually only came on here to talk about the Bug Collector. Because I wasn't going to go through all that and not say anything about it. But I'll start with the one that I kind of teased about last time. Because last time I had read The Devil's Notebook, Anton Szandor LaVey. And I wanted to juxtapose that against a Christian work, which was Isn't That What We're Supposed to Believe by Dawn Alexander. I never got to that. And so I was going to do that one this time, juxtapose it against Satan Speaks. I didn't get to Satan Speaks, but I did get to Isn't That What We're Supposed to Believe? And I kind of talked a little bit about it on our podcast and a little bit about it on the last book episode from you guys, because I just kind of teased it a little bit.
Yeah.
So if I double talk, I'm sorry if I go over more of it than if I go over it twice. Anything from here, but this book is not the kind of Christian book that you might assume it to be. It's incredibly challenging to faith.
Okay.
This so Dawn Alexander. A little bit of backstory. This was my. I grew up in a church, literally. My grandmother was food services director at our church, and so when I wasn't in school, I didn't go to daycare. I went to church with grandma. I literally grew up in that building, which they tore down recently and broke my fucking heart. But I wasn't very religious, and I was incredibly antagonistic and challenging. And Dawn, who was our minister, was very accepting of my challenging nature, and kind of actually ushered me along in my spiritual journey, which is certainly not Christian at this point. I mean, I've got a Baphomet statue right there.
Yeah.
So, and I've got Ford and LaVey and Kane all sitting right here to read. These are on my next reading list right there. Anyways, But the thing about this person, Don Alexander, was he was very... I keep coming back to the word challenging because that's just the way he was when it came to... he did not believe in blind faith. He actually hated it in very large degrees. So some of the things that he talks about in this book are Jesus versus situational ethics. I love that conversation, how we talk about our faith and we make excuses for things. He talked a lot about contradiction, prayer versus natural order, God's decision-making, cruelty versus complacency. Like, is God cruel or just complacent when bad things happen? And he examines that, which is something you don't get a lot from Christian preachers, where a lot of them will make excuses and justifications for bad shit that happens. You know, it's all part of God's bullshit plan. He wasn't like that. And he really challenged those notions when he was alive. He passed away earlier this year. But he really, really challenged those notions while he was alive. And unfortunately, it kind of got him ousted from the church, which his father built. When this book came out in the 90s, some of the church leaders read it and were so upset with it that he got fired, which is what happens when someone says you either quit or get fired.
Yeah.
And which was tragic. But one of my favorite things in this is actually, I put a card in here to note it. It was in chapter, where is it? Chapter 6. He talks about some shit from Acts and John. It's two things from two different perspectives of different authors talking about Jesus. And one of the things he says was that both texts can be read as confessional affirmations of the authors that Jesus was the one and only for them. And it even says that in capital letters, for them.
Oh.
And he goes later in the chapter, or actually I think it's in the next chapter, he talks about how Jesus is not the only path for salvation, which is fucking amazing to hear come from a Christian preacher, because you don't hear that very often. And so if anybody's interested in this, there are still copies of it available on Amazon. It is written from a Christian preacher's perspective, so know that going into it. But again, he's very challenging with the way that he writes. And I think there's only one review for it on Amazon, and it's scathing because he's not fucking Christian enough for this guy that reviewed it. But it's much more of a philosophical study of how not to be, almost. Okay. In fact, the first chapter is titled When Religion is Wrong. He talks so much about justifying our bullshit through religion and how fucking wrong that is. On the flip side of my church that I grew up in, I also spent a lot of time in a church in Texas with my ex-stepmother, and they were the fucking opposite. They were evangelicals. They were horrible people. They were god-awful. They were the kind of people that give you religious trauma. And so I had these two dueling philosophies growing up, and I really, really embraced what this man had to say.
Yeah.
So I wish that I do wish that I had have read a satanic literature to juxtapose against this. I just didn't have time.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, cool. I was excited.
What's the name of that one again?
Yeah. It's interesting.
Isn't that what we're supposed to believe?
Yeah. Isn't that what we're supposed to believe? By Don H. Alexander.
Yeah, I had been pretty interested to hear your follow-up on this one, so I'm glad that you
me too.
get to this one at least.
Yeah. I mean, again, there's a lot of Christian-leaning shit in it because it's from a Christian preacher's perspective, but he definitely is challenging. And I love
Yeah,
that about him.
and I can totally get into some religion and philosophy type literature as long as it's not fucking extremist like mental midget shit, dude. Like as long as somebody
the
actually has
evangelical
half
shit.
a brain,
Yeah.
that's
Sounds
when
like-
I can give it a shot, you know.
Sounds like humanist Christianity.
Yeah, he was the church is a Disciples of Christ church, which is like one step away from Unitarian.
Okay.
So very malleable when it comes to belief systems.
Yeah, it's
Cool.
interesting.
Not
The kind of
as
nobody's
dogmatic.
nobody's actually wrong. Nobody's actually right or wrong simultaneously kind of philosophy.
I think, like for someone like myself who has some trauma regarding that, I feel like that would be a very interesting read.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to think it is. I guess Lisa's next, right?
Yeah, I think I'm the only one left. I read a lot of books. I did not prepare notes for any of them, so I'm just gonna decide right now what I want to talk about.
So here's all 17.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that.
Which I just gotta say that real quick, Lisa. 17's insane.
Yeah.
It's
It's pretty
as
crazy.
of today, it's 18, but you know, it's fine.
Since yesterday, she's
Yeah.
read a whole nother book, guys.
Well, I was in the middle of it yesterday. I just finished it today.
How fast do your eyes move?
It depends.
It's like, like scanning pages.
It depends.
Like a fucking barcode reader.
And like I said, half of them were audiobooks that I listened to at work, so that does help.
Only half of them
Fair.
were?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I don't know. I kind of just want to talk shit about the books now that you guys all talk shit about books. I guess I will say I finished The Virgin Suicides,
Oh, did you?
and I
Hell
did
yeah.
not like that.
You're
I-
crushing my heart.
I found it so boring.
Okay.
I expected more.
Poor Bones.
I know. I'm sorry, Bones. I mean, I didn't like hate it, but it was so much more boring than I expected. And also on that same topic, I finished Sideways. Both
Yeah.
books have movies.
Yeah, Sideways the book sucks.
It did. It did suck. I listened to that one, so it was a little easier to just power through it. But yeah,
It's
so
always a plus when it ends up being lukewarm.
yeah. And I did watch both the movies after I read the books because I had not watched either of the movies. And
What do you think about Virgin Suicides, the movie?
I liked it a lot better than the book. But
Agree.
it still wasn't like a 5-star movie or anything.
Now you're breaking my heart again.
I
Just shoot me,
know.
Lisa.
I
Just
know.
fucking put me down. It's like literally my top 10 favorite movies.
I
Fuck
know,
you.
I'm sorry.
Put me down.
Sideways the movie kind of sucked too.
Yeah, it's not very good.
Yeah, so
Damn, the book
those
and
were
the movie sucked. Fuck.
yeah. And there's like more books too. Like it continues. How? Why?
It does? There's more books?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I don't want to be with those narcissistic pricks that long.
I know, right? So yeah, I think I'm just gonna keep this one short and say those were the two I read that I didn't really like. And then
Hell
I
yeah.
have some more later that are better.
Still read Virgin Suicides because it is a great book.
I mean, yeah, I think people should read it. It just
The movie's better.
I just wasn't expecting it to be that boring.
Mm.
All right, I guess we'll go back to Matt.
Oh god, okay.
He's like, hold on, let me scrounge something up real quick.
I know.
I did read Pornhub's
John
terms
messaged
of
me.
service.
Oh my god.
That's what we could get Chris to talk
can't.
about.
He probably has that memorized.
Yeah.
Matt, you can talk
Can't even
about.
read the fucking terms of service anymore.
Oh yeah.
In our fucking state's banned.
No, we
You
can't
can,
hear
you
either.
can talk about that fucked up one you were talking about. Oh, I don't think that's
Well,
off limits.
I mean, don't worry. I got another fucked up one here, but
Talking about that ISIS one, or
no, not that one. I'm a piece of shit. I'll go ahead and start with let's see. I need better glasses, guys.
you and me
We'll
both.
start with that one. Another short story, technically a creepypasta,
Okay.
called "If You're at the Glenmont Metro, Please Shoot Me." This story is fucking wild. When you hear that title, you think, "Oh, this is gonna be some fucking cringe shit." It's about a guy who gets experimented on like a lab rat for money. And he gets given this drug that essentially makes the entire world move in like, I think it's like I can't remember if it's like super fast or slow. It's either war. So the entire world's like moving around him differently than he's moving himself.
Oh.
So he starts losing his mind.
Mm-hmm.
And he's running this all from the first person's perspective, and it's like taking him hours to get to like certain locations and stuff like that. And he finally gets to the Glenmont Metro, and he's like, at the very end of the story, he's like, I can't take this anymore. So if you're armed at the Glenmont Metro, please kill me. It's very, very solid. Fucking read.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
So the other one I have here is actually one of the first books I got for my collection. And I will say, for some people, this might be a controversial book.
Okay.
But it's because some people have their own takes on the story of this book. But whatever, who gives a shit? It's a fucking great read. We got Lords of Chaos.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Oh
Yeah.
dude.
By Michael, Moynihan and Didrik Soderlind. It is a fucking fascinating book into the crimes of the black metal scene during the early 1990s.
Oh.
And the entire first 2 or 3 chapters analyzes how satanic imagery was in media. So it gives you that context to start with.
Mm-hmm.
And see how it built into what black metal was in the 90s. So, and then it gets to the murders that happen themselves, and it's super fascinating. And there's so many interviews with the people involved. So, and they're all, except for a couple, such fucking dickheads. So, they're asking these questions, and it's like, oh, so what made you do this? And he's just like, because we're trying to be evil, some dumb shit like that. Like, it's so cringe, but it's fucking great. I'll read here. It says, how would you describe their background? Magnati and Shields and the rest were bright students, in fact. I've heard that some typify them as more of the nerd type because they were intelligent. Shields had a band scholarship. They weren't run-of-the-mill delinquents, certainly not in the sense, but they did gravitate towards one person, Kevin Foster. So, it just goes through, all these, little interview sections and stuff like that. So it gives you a full, breakdown of how that scene was from people that were in it as well. So it's sick. So it's another great, I guess, true crime, because it is murder, but it's more
it's
also
true
music.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I've been interested in that for quite a while. I think I actually did get a copy not super long ago. It's used and beat up, but it was, that was fine. It was really cheap. So I do want to dig into that.
It's a fucking great book, dude.
Oh yeah.
Don't throw in.
Don't watch the movie.
Oh. I did.
Oh, I've seen the movie. I like the movie. I mean, I know it's really inaccurate and crazy, but I still liked it. I don't know.
it's also completely different from what the book is.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's not the same at all.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It just focused on mayhem in the movie.
I keep hearing
Yeah.
that guy might do a G.G. Allen biopic with fucking Caleb Landry Jones.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true or not. I can
It
never
is.
find
It is.
verification.
They did fucking
Yeah.
Okay.
makeup tests with him, dude. Have you not seen the photos of him in GG makeup? It looks crazy.
Well, I have, but I just thought that I couldn't find a source to verify that was real and not like a Photoshop at the time. So
Oh yeah,
Okay.
it's happening. I'm excited.
I'll also throw in some of John's recommendations since he's not here.
Okay.
Because this is over the last little bit. So he read The Sluts by Dennis Cooper,
Woo!
Okay.
cool.
which he said was fucking great,
Yeah.
very gnarly and weird.
Dennis Cooper's
Dreams. Yeah, I needed to read his shit. I just know it's probably gonna be up my alley too. So, Dream Seller by Brandon Novak, another story of addiction. Yay!
Okay.
Which Brandon Novak hung out with like the CKY and like Jackass crews,
Yeah.
and he was apparently also a fucking horrific heroin addict.
Hell yeah.
And the other thing he recommended was actually Clown in a Cornfield by Adam Cesare.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said it was very good.
Yeah,
Does-
the movie's great.
Just a quick question about that. Did it have any of the same social commentary that the movie did? Because we fucking loved the social commentary in it.
It did.
Yes.
Nice.
Apparently the other books go even harder
Nice.
into it, apparently.
I'm going to have to
Yeah.
read
And also,
Cool.
Adam Cesare as well. He has a YouTube channel
Yeah.
where he posts so many shorts and stuff where it's just about what he has got in the mail for like movie watches. So
Yeah.
like he brought up Mono
Dude.
Macabro and all kinds of shit. So it's fucking sick.
Project Black T-shirt. Go check that out. He also does really cool listener/viewer advisory videos where he'll be like, if you like these movies, check out these books. If you like these books, check out these movies. Like,
Hell yeah.
it's really
Hell yeah.
cool, and I really appreciate stuff like that. So yeah, I followed his channel for a long time before Clown in a Cornfield came out. I still haven't read any of his books. I've been wanting to read them for quite a while now, but like I have them all saved in lists because he's really good with the viewer and listener and reader advisory kind of stuff. So I just wanted to get into his stuff. But yeah, I did see the Clown in a Cornfield movie, and Chloe and I had a lot of fun with it.
The book rocks. I can't wait
Yeah.
to read the sequels. I need to.
I think I'm done for now.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Go back to me because I'm going to have to
Yeah.
hop off here in a little
Yeah.
bit. Nova is terrorizing Sunny right now.
Okay.
She's not happy that she is not involved in this.
Okay.
But considering the fact that she can't read,
Yeah.
you know. Anyways, okay, so I've got 2 more books to talk about real quick.
Okay.
And like I said, I spent most of my time doing video game shit. And so I picked some quick things that I could just get through real quick.
Yeah.
And not too long ago, we went and saw Spaceballs.
Yeah.
For Flashback Cinema. It was like
Oh,
a
yeah.
couple weeks, I think. And so in honor of that, I read the book.
Okay.
So,
There's a book.
Oh,
oh hell
cool.
yeah.
if anybody, I don't know if anybody's actually read it or not. It's not very sophisticated. It's a kid's book. And it was actually written by Jovial Bob Stine, which is a pen name for one R.L. Stine. So,
What?
Oh shit! What?
yeah,
I didn't
R.L.
know
Stine.
that.
Holy fuck.
Yeah,
Wow.
R.L. Stine wrote
What?
the.
That's pretty cool.
He wrote the novelization for Spaceballs. It's not terribly sophisticated. It's just like the movie. There's not a whole lot of added context to it because it was written for a scholastic audience. So,
Okay.
Okay.
but I read it just to have something to talk about. The other thing that I read was not really a book. It's a collection of comic strips, and it is Dick Tracy meets Angeltop.
Okay.
This
cool.
was, I was a huge Dick Tracy fan even before the 1990 movie came out. I would read the comics in the newspaper, and we of course had Dick Tracy here in Oklahoma City in our newspaper. The guy who actually originated Dick Tracy was Chester Goad, who was born in Pawnee, Oklahoma.
Oh.
And he got his start doing comic strips specifically for the Daily Oklahoman, and it wasn't the Tulsa World at that time. I think it was the Daily Tulsa or something. It had a different name, but it's what is now known as the Tulsa World.
Okay.
He got his start there, and then he went to Chicago for a little while, and then he ended up in Detroit, where he was tasked with creating a comic strip character. That's where Dick Tracy came from in 1931. I fucking love this kind of shit. This shit is right up my alley. Now, Goad retired in 1977. And the very last Dick Tracy panel by Chester Goad was on Christmas Day of 1977. This storyline began the exact next day, the very next day. And so this is the very first Max Collins, Rick Fletcher story that was ever produced. And it came off the tail end of when Chester Goad killed off Flat Top. And it's Angeltop is Flat Top's daughter. And so she comes for revenge on Dick Tracy. This took me less than an hour to read because that's what it's like.
Yeah.
So it's literally just the comic strips, but it's a year's worth of comic strips. It started on, actually it's less than a year. It's a few months. It started December 26, 1977. The storyline wrapped up on March 12th, 1978.
Okay.
But I fucking love this shit. I actually have some larger collections of Max Collins strips, and I've got at least 3 that are large graphic novels. A couple of, about 3 or 4 years worth of his stories.
Dude,
and
I love the format of that. I love the little like paperback size with the comic strips in it. That's really cool.
Yeah,
I don't know if I've ever seen one like that.
Yeah, I tried to find more of these because this is labeled as number 1, but I couldn't find any more. I just happened to stumble across this at Half Price Books one day, and I was like, sold.
Yeah.
This was awesome. And I've read this probably about 12 times just because it's something I sit down every now and then just to look at. And, you know, when I'm bored or something like that, I'll pick this up and read it. But,
Cool.
yeah, that's all I did. That's all I read because I played video games.
Yeah, that's fine.
And not only, see, I've played video games for the last 2 weeks straight, but it took me at least a week just to set up my custom conferences on it before I got the game. So, yeah, it was a month-long endeavor. But,
okay.
So I'm going to have to hop off because I got to go save Sonny.
Yeah, okay.
So,
all right,
see you guys.
Thanks for joining us, James.
See ya.
Yeah, thank you, James.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Take it easy.
All right, Silas, I guess we're back to you.
All right. Well, to piggyback off of James's thing, I'll do some more comic stuff real quick. These were actually my first 2 reads at the very, very beginning of the month, right after the last recording or whatever.
Okay.
So I read Lunatic Lovers by Suehiro Maruo, king of classic Ero Guro stuff from the late 70s up through, I think, mostly the 90s is when he was active. This was crazy. It just has a lot of killer fucking imagery in it. This was a new release put out by that Bubbles zine company that I mentioned before. They did the last one that I got. They accidentally sent me 2 of these. So I sent one to John from Sick on Cinema because he got the last one as well and really liked it. So I sent him my extra of this. And they actually did a little hidden Easter egg announcement in the back of this where they have like other Bubbles publications. They're doing another Suehiro Maruo book soon, which is super cool because English translations of his work have been like kind of, they get scalped now because they haven't really had new ones since like I want to say sometime in the 90s, early 2000s maybe. So they're kind of hard to come by. So them doing this is awesome because their volumes are really high quality and they're also really, I think they're pretty cheap. It's a really good price for what you're getting out of it and the printing quality. Especially for like an underground publication, not like a boutique label publishing house or whatever, you know. But the next one coming is New National Kid from Suehiro Maruo. So if you're a fan of that stuff, check out Bubbles Zine and get this one and the last one they put out. Very cool. I had some notes on this. This has like some insanely visceral imagery in it, but it also leans into his style of like very like circus surrealism, same as people that are familiar with like Midori, his most popular work. It has a lot of that kind of stuff in it. So if you like that, you'll get threads of that in this as well, in several of the stories. But it is a collection of short one-offs. Let's see, there's some really insane imagery in the very first story with a dead baby that is just fucked up. Like, it's crazy. That's how the book opens, and a lot of the panels are in color, because the first, like, 10 or so pages of this they even printed with color, which is really cool. Yeah, the art in general is just absolutely immaculate and impeccable, but all of his stuff always is. That's like kind of one of the big draws for him, is like he takes manga as a format and kind of elevates it to a place that feels like it's reminiscent of like higher art style pieces that could be their own individual paintings, like blown up at large scale. And he does that for comics. So it's very cool. There are so many like awesome big single page or sometimes double page spread kind of stuff in a lot of his work, and this one is not a stranger to that as well. Just really, really beautiful artwork. His realism and depicting things and the kind of grounded style with which he draws people versus the surreal, nightmarish imagery of like the more supernatural elements that happen in these is just such a cool juxtaposition to see, but it still maintains a real like viscerality to it with the type of content that it's still like gut wrenching at times, to even if it's in a story that is fantastical in nature. Because it's still happening. It's largely like magic realism, where it's like supernatural events happening in like old world Japan to like normal people. And it's really neat. There's cool, like crazy, freakish transformation kind of sequences like in the Midori manga and film. Lots of themes, as you see in a lot of his stuff with voyeurism. That's one of his favorite like erotic themes to put in storylines. There's a lot of like freako voyeur characters in a lot of his shorts. And it's spooky, but the way he draws stuff like that with like people peeking through pinholes with like just a single manic, scary looking eye or something is like really cool. But yeah, just really stellar artwork. Just really cool little short surreal stories. I always recommend his stuff if you're into that kind of genre of manga. The other one I read is another manga. This one was from Toy Box Coffin. I also talked about this in an episode when I first got it in the mail, but I didn't read it yet. And it's a Hide and Seek, a collection by Naono Yoshiko. And these are short comics from the 70s that were actually published largely in shoujo magazines, which are girls' magazines in Japan. So there's like the shonen magazines that have like boys' comics, and then shoujo magazines that have girls' comics. But usually the girls' comics were always like really pretty and dainty and flowery and had really nice stories about like coming of age romances and like slice of life fun, like school time activity kind of stuff and that sort of thing. But Naono wrote really dark stories about like the darker aspects of life and like bad tragic things that could happen to anybody. And she actually became the person that was kind of known for being that person for these kinds of magazines, because she was fulfilling a very specific little niche that just really wasn't catered to at all within that realm, in the industry at the time. But it's very simple, pulpy writing. It's not like something that has a lot of like really deep, interesting dialogue. It's really made for a YA audience. It's sometimes down to just children. Like it's very, very easy to digest kind of entry level stuff. It's very straightforward. There is the art is a little on the crude side, but it's very charming because of that. I really think that like her lack of experience in sequential art, because she had done fine art on the side separately, and there are some paintings included in the back of this book of hers, which are very cool. I love that they included that because they're so much like they're so different than the manga work, and they're mostly like graphite drawings, and some of them have very like dark themes. Like we've got this woman like snipping a fetus off of an umbilical cord.
Oh wow!
This tiny girl pulling out her own intestines from under her dress.
Yeah, those are really fucking cool.
Yeah, they're beautiful artworks, and they show that she does have a lot of like technical prowess in the fine arts division, but like it actually makes the crudeness and the quickness of her manga style more enchanting to me, because it's like, oh, she's just doing it by design. It's supposed to feel this way. But she, like, here's another one of this woman, like, dropping a severed cat's head out of a window.
Oh, wow.
And then this woman cracking an egg with a fetus in it into a pan.
Wow.
Like,
Holy shit.
It's really, really interesting stuff, all of the stuff they put here. And there's also an essay in the back that's new from, like, 2024 or 5, where they reached out and interviewed her again because a small publication in Japan reached out wanting to collect all of her comic works and put them out in a book. And she had been out of the spotlight and not working for like decades at this point. So she was like so tickled by the fact that anybody cared and reached out to her to like interview her about it and collect her works.
Oh wow!
And then this publication, Toy Box Coffin, followed suit after the Japanese publication and did this English translation so they could have this come out in the States as well.
Oh, nice.
And for anybody English speaking. But you'll see the style of the comic panels are much more like simplified and rudimentary, but they evoke an era of like classic horror manga that I really like from people like Hideshi Hino and that sort of vein. But yeah, the stories are a mix of real grounded, and this could happen to anyone, kind of tragedies, some like classical ghost story kind of stuff that would be really good for kids, and then some that are a little more inventive and a little longer form than the others that I actually really liked, that are very unique. I've not read anything like before. But some of them are extremely short, like less than 10 pages. And they're quick and punchy and dark. And
nice.
Yeah, I definitely recommend both of those releases if you like manga.
Hell yeah.
So not really a like diverting completely, but has Midori been watched on What the Fuck Are You Watching?
I don't
no, not yet.
So.
Oh, it needs to be such an amazing artist.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we should watch that sometime.
Okay.
Dude.
I have one other one I've got quick notes for.
Okay.
Because the next thing I have, they're my last 3, and they're all by the same author.
Okay.
So it's going to be another just like one and done thing. So I don't want this one to be like its own little rotation. So this other one was a extreme horror novel called Academia by James Oliver. This guy is actually sort of closely niched within our community, and I did not know that. I had never heard of him before, never heard of his books. Saw this on Spotify on the audiobooks. I decided to listen to it on a whim because it was kind of short and I could get through it in a work day. I really, really liked it. And so I immediately went and followed him, and he followed me back very quickly. So I plan to reach out and tell him how much I liked it, and maybe I'll be able to do some art for him in the future. Who knows? Because this was super dope, right up my alley as far as like splatterpunk and extreme horror style writing goes. It was very funny, very self-aware. It was trying to play itself like an old, like like an 80s slasher movie with like stupid college age characters and lots of dumb humor, but it was set in the modern age. But yeah, very self-aware, plays like a movie. Every time a chapter is read, they put this creepy synth music behind it every time, and it's really cool. Also, James is in a 3-piece thrash metal band, and there is a 3-piece thrash metal band in the book, and when they play shows, they play his band's music behind it.
Oh, wow.
So it adds a little bit to the audiobook experience, which is very cool.
That's cool.
Loved the comedic tone of this. It was super fun. The gory descriptions are absolutely great. Lots of fucked up visceral minutia to it. While just being so over the top, it feels like a gratuitous slasher kill and still has a sense of a comedy to it, you know? The guy who did the audiobook, I can't remember, I should have taken his name down at the end when they were doing the credits, but he was really fucking funny. His delivery was great. He really hammed it up when he needed to. He was really great at playing like the dude bro guys and like the stoner rocker guys, because he had that kind of voice cadence to him that really lent itself well. It reminded me of the guy that Bones and I talked about on the show who did Cows on YouTube.
Matthew Stokey.
He reminded me a lot of the guy who did the audiobook reading for that, the reader of this one did. And he really understood the assignment and made it fun and funny.
Nice.
To listen to. It reminded me of so many different movies, like I've seen, like slasher movies I grew up with and loved throughout reading it. And then at the end, there's like an author's note at the end where it lists a bunch of the movies he was inspired by, and I must have had over half of them in mind, like while listening. And I was just like, fuck yeah, dude, this was like right up my alley. Narrator kind of reminds me of Lyle Rath, who was a guy who did like Newground cartoons back in the day, but he's got that kind of a voice and cadence to him.
I'm pissed that you didn't bring him up like the first episode too, because like a month or two before this started, I did buy his fucking full body dismemberment a love story.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
He's a great writer. I love this.
Hell yeah.
No, dude, this was awesome. I'm so excited to check out the rest of his stuff after listening to this one. But good God, I was curious how this would go as far as slasher style format books go. But once it gets to like the middle portion, the body count just keeps fucking ramping up. And it is just non-stop gory, crazy kill scenes in between any kind of story or exposition stuff. It's like he just knew exactly what he wanted to do with this, and like it doesn't seem, it's like really well paced at the same time, but like once it starts like really pumping the gas, it does not put the brake down at all. It's crazy. Great pacing. Maybe one of my new favorite slasher books in general, honestly.
Hell yeah.
I said that it kind of felt like a Ryan Nicholson film meets Dude Bro Party Massacre 3, the one that has Greg Sestero from The Room in it. It's that. It's like those tonal sensibilities meshed together really well. There's a lot of like fucking crazy, gross out sex stuff in there too. That was like really good because it was like played for like gross out humor and to like be like the moment for you while you're reading. And I think he got the tone perfect for it. The dude bro camaraderie of the metal band who end up kind of being the main characters, and I think one of them is like one of the final guys left or something. I thought that was great. They were really funny characters, and it shows, it makes sense that he's in a fucking 3-piece band and he's a band guy, because the way he wrote them was really fun. It just gets so fucking insane, and eventually there's like an insane like mass shooting sequence in it that was just like, holy shit, like I didn't know how much worse it could get. And then you get to see like a killer's lair full of fucking bodies turned into like artsy tableau and posed in stupid ways with shit carved in their skin and stuff stuffed up in them and like all kinds of shit like that. And it's just really good. But yeah, I'll definitely be checking out more stuff by Mr. James Oliver, and I'll probably reach out to him and tell him how much I liked this. So,
dude, no joke. That was the perfect comparison too. He's like the Ryan Nicholson of splatterpunk books. That is perfect.
Yeah,
like he really is. He's crazy, dude.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, that's what I got for this round. Who wants to go next? Bones?
Yeah.
I'll go.
Okay.
It's my last one because I'm a dumb piece of shit. But Brianna gave me her Kindle, and so I got to read what Silas read a while back, the Where the Monsters Live by Duncan Ralston.
Okay.
And it's not a book I really feel bad for fucking spoiling. It's so straightforward in a way that there's really nothing you don't expect. And like, even when it becomes kind of wider than the mentality of the character and what you expect, it's pretty understandable. And I mean, I really enjoyed it. Besides the straightforward nature, I think there is some very deep, well done writing about just the internal conflicts of the character, because it's a story about pedophilia and a fucking dad whose kid got raped because he fucking let the kid leave because he was in a gay ass fight, and fucking he just wants to be a vigilante. And he's legitimately just destroying his family to go hang out with homeless pedophiles that all live under a bridge. And like, he's already very clear to himself that he's doing the wrong thing. But even at the end, when he obviously, it's a fucking revenge story, he kills the pedophile, that maybe kills the pedophile. And like, it's very conflicting, and I enjoyed it majorly because it is my favorite narrative is like an unreliable narrator.
Yeah.
And it's very straightforward in that sense, but it's still unreliable because he understands that he's more broken about this than his daughter who was raped. And it's like, it's really fucked, dude.
Yeah, he like sounds at the end, it sounds like he's gonna go fucking full time and just ditch his family to go be some sort of fucking vigilante killer. And I thought that was really interesting.
I thought it was, by the end, I was actually in a different position because fucking he had the dead dude's phone in his pocket, the guy he truly thought raped his little girl, and then went to a house to kill more pedophiles. So he's like, I don't know which one raped her. I don't even know or care at this point. But it's like, he's still feels the vibrations, and all it is are you in? But he tells his daughter, daddy's back, daddy's home. But then like 2 lines before that, he's like, I need to buy a gun. And it's like, Jesus, dude. But before that was the most powerful point of the book to me, was he finally realized that he just fucked his daughter up and fucked his relationship with his wife up, because he did not do any of this for them or for her. It was literally just so I feel strong again is the reason why I did this. And that broke me.
Yeah, and like better about his own moral failings as a father that got her in the situation to begin with and shit. Like, it was a self-fulfilling prophecy kind of thing, self-destructive warpath.
Yeah, he is such a good writer, and I've heard really good things about Duncan Ralston, because I'm pretty sure he's the motherfucker who made Womb, which is like a TikTok favorite or whatever.
Oh, did he? I didn't realize that was the same guy.
So. I think so.
Hell yeah.
But there's so many little things in this book where it's like, with the fucking cook that finally sees the fucking naked, brutalized 6-year-old, it doesn't even want to touch her because he's scared that it would be worse for him, that he could get shit on him. So he just leaves a brutalized naked 6-year-old by a fucking dumpster, dude. And it's so real, but so fucked at the same time.
Yeah.
And this book is fucking 25 pages long, but it hits so hard.
Oh,
Like,
nice.
Jesus fucking Christ. And a lot of it's like semi-boring because half of the book is literally just him living with pedophiles, trying not to be
trying to like ingratiate himself and get more details out of them and stuff.
Yeah, and he almost kills somebody who he truly thought was the person who raped his daughter, but it totally wasn't. And it's like, it's one of those that are so straightforward. It doesn't matter if I ruin the story. It's really the writing is so well done and beautiful. And fuck, it just hits you. It's the way he writes it that's good. The story's not necessarily good itself. The way he writes it with the nuances are fucking miles above many normal writers, let alone splatterpunk writers.
Yeah.
Like, it's a 20 some odd page book, but you feel the fucking emotion and it feels way longer in a good way.
Okay.
But yeah, Where the Monsters Live, I recommend to like a motherfucker.
Yeah, I didn't realize he was the same guy that wrote Womb because I just downloaded that one to read.
I gotta look it up.
It is. I just looked.
Yeah, I was almost 100% sure Duncan Roston is the one who did Womb. Yeah.
That's awesome, because that's been on my list for a long time, too. I'm actually going to get to that one pretty soon, I think.
I hate to dip, guys, but we got to get this other show recorded.
No, you're good.
So,
all right, bye, Matt. Thanks for hanging out.
Love you, buttery bitch. Don't have a heart attack while you're gone.
I'll try not to. Maybe.
What's wrong with you?
Chris,
bye.
Yeah, we lost half our group. James had to leave. Matt had to leave.
Well, they started dipping out.
Yeah.
Fucking fair weather fucks.
Fair weather fucks.
Oh, man.
Starting to wear off.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Well, what else you got, Brianna?
Yeah.
Get you out of here soon, too.
Yeah, it's all right. I got nowhere to be. I'm sick. I'm going to be home tomorrow, too, so.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me.
Do you want me to get
starting
you
to sound
Dayquil?
nasally now.
Yeah. Do you want me to get
I know. I can hear the difference. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's fine. No, because I don't know if I want to take NyQuil and smoke weed.
Oh.
You know how you want to know
sleep
how
real good if you do.
Yeah, I would.
Oh yeah, maybe never wake up.
Double take it.
Okay, this one was supposed to be done last month, but everyone started running out last month, so I just ditched it.
Oh yeah.
So we could get out of there. And Matt left again.
I know.
I can't talk about the fucking God damn it.
Yep.
Well, I guess John Holmes is gonna have to wait for another day, people.
Yep.
Alright, let's do a horror on the Appalachian Mountain.
Okay.
I think I corrected it, because I think I had it wrong the first, by Ethan Blackwood. This one was kind of odd. It's about 5 friends who go on a road trip, and they end up taking a scenic route, and weird things start happening after their car breaks down.
Okay.
And the descriptions were so good that I was at my job site by myself and I started feeling like I had eyes on me and that I wasn't alone.
Yeah.
I thought someone was gonna drop down from the freaking attic hole or whatever it is.
Oh yeah.
It was weird. There was something that I never experienced in a book before, where the characters didn't have names. Instead, they were referred to as the artist, the lover, the navigator, the driver, and the storyteller.
Oh, okay.
So not a single one of them had a name, which I thought was kind of interesting.
That
and
is interesting, yeah.
Doesn't usually get done that way. I didn't feel like it gave me enough of what I wanted in it. It's I'm just gonna spoil it. So there's, they go down the scenic route, they, stop at this, their car breaks down, they stop at this, door or whatever, they get it going again, and then it breaks down again, but when they go into that store, the guy at the counter doesn't talk or like even really like give any inkling that he is aware that they're in there or anything. Like, it's super unwelcoming. He doesn't want them there. So, like, the guy pays him, but, like, he doesn't say anything, and he doesn't take the cash. He just has to, like, drop it on the counter and, like, leave. And then they get down a little further, the car breaks down again, and then there's, like, this barn or something off into the distance with one single light, and they're seeing, like, shadows move in and out of the doorway. And essentially, throughout the whole book, there's like these little weird things that just keep pushing them further and further into where all these things want them to end up at. Then there's like ghosts in the woods that are laughing at them, but they can't see the ghosts. And it's kind of weird. And then it ends up, they like go to this, the place they end up in is like a mine, an old mine area. Where these guys, like, obviously try to kill them. And then it just gets chalked up to, like, folklore because this story is being told constantly over and over throughout years that there's, like, supposed to be this sign about a scenic route. And every time the cop goes over there, there's no sign. There's no, like, road there. It's just forest. Like, there was never any road. For people to go down to, and I was like, I mean, okay, that, like, the descriptions were good enough to make me like freak out a little bit, but the ending just was. I don't really love that stuff where it's like kind of open ended or it's like chalked up to fake crap. Yeah, which I don't like ambiguous. So, I mean, I don't know.
Sounds creepy though.
Yeah, it was. It freaked me out a little bit. I was like, I actually called Brock, I think, and told my coworker, someone, that I felt like I was being watched and I felt like I was going insane.
Was that the day you told me you were being watched?
It was because I read this book, yeah.
Oh.
I like called him, I was like, I feel like I'm going insane, babe. Like, I feel like I'm being watched.
Oh.
Yeah, it definitely, so for that, love. Thought that was very good. I just, I don't like open-ended, weird, chalk it up to folklore stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I still would recommend it, despite the fact that I don't like it, because it's not that the book was bad, it's just not my personal cup of tea.
Yeah.
The other two are by the same author, so is this our last go around, you think? You want me to just mail them out?
No, I think Silas has one more.
Yeah, we can do another round if you want to.
Yeah.
Okay, my next one's by, it's, the other two are just the same author, so I figured I'd just do that in one. Yeah.
All right.
Well, Lisa, go ahead. I gotta pee.
Okay, I guess I'll move on to mine. So, Sunny on a Darkish Cinema podcast talked about these two books, and it made me push them up on my list to read. The first one is Tradwife by Saratoga Shaefer.
Tradwife.
Mm-hmm. So this girl really wants to be like a social media influencer based on her being a trad wife. She follows like all these other trad wives and she wants to be like them. The problem is she doesn't have a baby. And you know, to be the trad wife, you have to have babies.
Mm-hmm. This is your job.
Yeah. So she really wants a baby and it's just not happening for her and her husband. And they've moved out to like this kind of secluded house and there's these woods near the house. And she finds like a old well in the woods. and she decides she's gonna like make a wish. And so she wishes for a baby. And it's so hard because I don't really want to spoil it.
Lord of mercy. Wishes never go the way you want them to.
Yeah, exactly. So she thinks like hallucinating. She thinks that's what's happening to her. And she ends up pregnant. And the baby is not what she expects it to be.
Nice.
Exactly.
And she talks about, like, well, this is motherhood. You have to sacrifice yourself for motherhood.
This poor woman, it's gonna have like 40 toes or something, or it's gonna have like a foot on its head.
Well, I mean, the baby's kind of normal looking, I guess. It just has
Is it like
strange color to it. And doesn't act like a normal child. And yeah, she man, she's craving raw meat like a lot when she's pregnant. And so after the baby's born, she's like, maybe that's what the baby needs.
That's kind of crazy because I feel like most women don't even like meat in general puts them the fuck off.
It sounds like the 2006 movie Grace, if we're being honest.
Oh, okay.
What was this one called again?
Tradwife by Saratoga Shaefer. There's another one called The Tradwife.
Okay.
Right.
But yeah, this is one that Sunny talked about.
Yes, yeah. I took a note of that.
Yeah. And so yeah, I don't really want to give much away, but yeah, the baby is definitely not what she expects it to be, and it doesn't behave as a normal baby would. And she's okay with that because, like I said, she says motherhood's all about sacrificing yourself for your children. So
I would like you to watch Grace and tell me how close it is, because the plot synopsis sounds almost identical to that fucking movie.
Okay.
That's almost kind of crazy because I'm just going through the little synopsis here, summary or whatever, and you that's kind of what you gave was the exact.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Like it even mentions like the craving of raw meat and stuff.
Oh, nice.
That's really interesting because I wonder if the author is even aware of the film or if it was just like a happy accident sort of thing, because that happens a lot. I'll like read or watch something and I'm like, this is exactly like this other thing.
Yeah.
But then I like try to look for a thread and they're not correlated in any way.
Yeah.
So it's just up to interpretation of like, did they rip it off or did they just seriously just do the same story? Like that shit happens. It's crazy.
No, that's why there's that whole like philosophical fucking like
no
situation.
thought.
If you give 100 monkeys typewriters in 50 years, you're gonna have half the fucking literature that we have. Like it's a thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have never heard that saying in my
Family Guy made fun of it, so I guarantee you that's wrong.
Yeah.
I was stoned when I watched that.
And the other one, Sunny also talked about this one at the same time. It's called The Mad Wife by Meagan Church. And she said that she had read it after Tradwife because she thought they were going to be similar. And I can see, like, when you just read the, like, synopsis or whatever, it kind of seems like it might be sort of similar. But it's not. The Mad Wife is set in, like, the 1950s. And it's, like, a 1950s housewife. She has one baby already. And she finds out she's pregnant again. And she's kind of stressing about it because she's like, how am I going to handle 2 babies? Because she's not living up to her expectations of what a 1950s housewife should be. All the rest of them are so perfect, and she's just not as perfect. And so this one deals a lot more with like mental health. And she really thinks she's going crazy. And all of her friends and family kind of think she's going crazy. And she sort of is. But not to the extent that they think. And at the end, you find out that there's actually something wrong with her that's not just mental issues. But it's been overlooked because in that time, it was all just mental issues and we should just lobotomize the women.
It was all hysteria.
Yeah.
Give him a vibrator.
Yeah. It definitely isn't like a horror book. Not typical horror, I guess.
More just kind of like a psychological thing.
Sort of,
like
yeah.
Like psychodrama
Yeah.
kind of thing. Okay.
But it was a really good one. I almost think I liked it better than Tradwife.
Yeah, that sounds way more up my alley than Tradwife.
Yeah. Yeah, it was very good. I guess I will go back to Silas now.
Woof. All right. This is going to be 3 things by the same person.
Okay.
A little bit of an intro. I'm not sure how many people are even aware of this stuff anymore. But it kind of relates to how John had just read a Dennis Cooper book, because it's like people that were working around the same time, cut from the same cloth, that same era of like mostly like 90s, 2000s, like transgressive writing. This is a bunch of stuff by Jim Goad, who just recently passed away. News started to come out like about a week ago. All through last week I was seeing posts about it, but apparently he had died about a month prior to that.
Okay.
And I still haven't seen any confirmation one way or the other, but I had heard it was because of cancer, like bad health complications, but there are people saying that he actually ended up taking his own life. Seemingly possibly because of the cancer diagnosis and the extremity of the treatment or whatever was coming down the pipe for him. So, I don't know if that's true or not. That's just what I've been seeing as rumors. But Jim Goad was a very complicated figure. He released a fanzine series in the LA area with his, at the time, wife, Debbie Goad. And it was just really, really extreme, really over the top, like, not quite, like, it wasn't trying to align itself as being, like, hate speech or anything, but it was just extreme, nihilistic, sardonic, hateful, like, social satire type stuff. Just kind of taking punches at everyone and everything, every fucking group, every fucking type of person, every religion, every nationality, every creed, just fists in every direction kind of stuff. Just for the sake of trying to stir up some sort of like controversy or drama, because it was like the 90s extremism aesthetic of like a lot of media at that time, where it was like the edgier the better. So it was just like, obviously you're going to see the extreme ends of that down in the underground literature communities. But the zine was called Answer Me, and there were 4 issues of it in total.
Okay.
And I actually have the 4th issue, which was the most notorious one. And it is, you cannot sell it on eBay or anywhere like that. You have to like get it from private collectors who have it.
Oh, wow.
You can get all the other issues and other books by him through eBay, but this one is completely banned off the site, just kind of like a Serbian film stuff and all that is, it's like one of those items. But this one was issue 4, the rape issue.
Oh, wow.
It's pretty fucked.
Yeah.
It's got a girl with a big shiner on the front who is a waitress at a diner, and she's got a name tag that says, "Hi, I asked for it." And she's holding a plate with a big hot dog with mustard spelling out the word rape on it. It's just senseless, evil trash writing for the sake of being senseless, evil trash writing. It is largely like, it's like a literary equivalent to like fucking bum fights or something like that. Like that type of media, that type of like complete moral decay kind of stuff from that era. And also the back panel has a really provocative piece by one of my favorite artists, but not somebody I'm going to act like is just a chill dude. Trevor Brown of this baby coming out of another baby.
Wow.
And there's some obfuscated wiener and stuff down there. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty fucking crazy to have on the back cover of a book that's on a shelf in a store.
Yeah, it is.
But this one also has stuff from a lot of people that I really like still to this day, regardless of... Because the thing is, I think a lot of this shit gets blown out of proportion. I've seen mostly positive posts kind of remembering Jim Goad and his stuff since his death, but I've also seen a pretty healthy mix of people coming out of the woodwork to tell this dude the rest in piss or talking mad shit or whatever, you know. He was just that kind of fucking character, that kind of figure. But this one came with an insert called The Rape Game.
Oh, no!
And it is a fold out. It's got game rules and what you need to do to make your own game pieces. And it has a Monopoly or like fucking kind of like a what's
like Candyland.
Yeah, like Candyland style game sheet. With artwork by one of my other favorite artists, Mike Diana. He did the artwork for the whole game sheet here.
Oh wow.
And on the inside of the book, you get Predator cards and you get Prey cards. And if you so wanted to, you could have cut these out from the magazine yourself to use them for the game, or photocopied them and made them yourself. But yeah, you've got the Predator side, and then the Prey side, and the text on these in and of themselves is pretty funny. If you have a really jaded sense of humor, and that's like the whole deal with this is like. Whereas stuff like what Peter Sotos was doing with like the Pure zines back at that time, which Goad talked about directly in an interview as being an inspiration point, Goad was trying to do it in a satirical and humor injected way, but still do something that was uncompromisingly harsh and brutal and extreme to a fucking fault. This has just a lot of articles about his shitty relationship to his mother and how much he fucking hated her guts and wanted to kill her. To
Mommy Sucks is a pretty trauma core, not even like Peter Sotos-esque. Like it's just like trauma core. That shit's pretty fun.
Oh man.
There's an article in here about a guy who was a pacifist who ended up in prison for petty crimes and then became like the fucking cell block rape guy because he wouldn't fight back, and then he ended up living a life where he kept going back to prison because he was way more comfortable and acclimated to being people's butt buddy in prison. Pretty insane. That's a real account. There's lots of really tasteless drawings in here, really tasteless comics, underground comics kind of shit. There's a section called Let's Hear It for Violence Toward Women. There's a fucking takedown written by Adam Parfrey from fucking Feral House publications called Fucking Andrea Dworkin, who's a popular, very misandrist feminist writer from the time, and they're just making fun of her weight the whole time and like,
God.
all this awful shit. Like it's just fucked up. And there's actually a part in here, and it is uncredited, but it is Peter Sotos' writing, and I know it because I read it in another book. But it's uncredited in this, but it has Trevor Brown illustrations. And I don't know if that's because he was currently in a fucking court case at the time or what the fuck the deal is, but that's in there. Yeah, there's stuff by Boyd Rice in here. There's just all kinds of the who's who of the whole like hate couture guys from that era, which not saying I really necessarily want that style to come back full force the way it did, because it was pretty fucked up, but like I would be lying if I didn't have reverence for a lot of this stuff. It was like what I kind of cut my teeth on when I got into the underground shit like this. I had about 30 pages left. I was not able to force in before this because I just heard the news of his death this week and thought I got to do something like Jim Goad related because of it. But there's a whole fucking section in here talking about it's a short history of racist country and western music. It talks about like David Allan Coe and Johnny Rebel and shit like that.
Dude, nice.
There's a whole part in here where they talk about, so Jim and Debbie made a fake zine that was all about hating their zine, and they sold it in the same stores that sold their zine, and it was a big psyop because it's not real. They wrote it. And there's a whole thing in here revealing that they did that to anybody in the audience that thought that that was a real thing, and it's like just making fun of them for falling for the bit or whatever. It's very much, it is literature that is just situated in such a way that it's just like, it's like, we hate the audience.
Oh my god.
We hate the audience of our own thing. That's like the whole impetus of this. And so, yeah, it's very, very fucked up. But the reason that one is so notorious is because there was a guy in the 90s who got out of his truck or van or whatever in a trench coat, and he started unloading on the White House from the other side of the fence across the lawn with an AR. And when he got tackled to the ground and arrested or whatever, they searched his vehicle and they found a copy of this sitting in the seat. And so it is just, you know, that cemented its infamy and made sure that it was never going to be widely distributed. It started getting like trashed by all the zine places and newsstands that had copies still, one of those sorts of things. But that all being said, a buddy of mine actually had this cool bootleg tape that was all the times that the Goads had appeared on TV over the years when all this was happening, and all the stuff related to those court cases and like the things happening around the stuff they were making. And he ripped it and put it on archive.org for anybody to check out. I think it's literally just called The Goads Caught on Tape. If you check it out, you'll see how shitty they were at the time, how self-absorbed and their like hateful nihilism toward every aspect of society they were, and how kind of dim-wittedly just fucking stupid they sound when they try to describe and explain and justify any of the stuff they're doing. It's just one of those sorts of things. So that was the dark arc, the dark era for him as a writer. He did since grow from there, but he didn't stray super far. I would say that I do think he really reeled it in quite a bit and got a clue, got a sense of how much of a piece of shit he was being. Realized that most of what he was dealing with was just because of unresolved trauma, and that's why he was using this publication as a safe way to lash out at society or whatever, which is all fine and good. I don't really care about that. It's like, I feel like that's the place for like underground zines and stuff. They did what they wanted to do, which was they made the mainstream media aware of them and they made them incensed and outraged. And that was the whole point. And they did it. So good on them, whatever. Most of it, you can tell reading it, it is just pure satire. There's no way you can take it seriously. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I did read two other things by him this past week, because I found he had two audiobooks that were available on my like Apple audiobooks app, and they were very cheap. One was $1.99 and the other was 99 cents, and they were performed by him. So I did get those as well, because I was curious to see what he became outside of this era that I knew from like the really edgy, over the top Answer Me stuff. The first one was The Headache Factory by Jim Goad.
Okay.
And this one, it's kind of just probings about the nature of fandom, obsessions, stalking, parasocial relationships, etc., especially in context of the burgeoning digital age and the internet, which they were kind of on the cusp of when Answer Me was coming out, and then he moved into like internet journalism and writing for other magazines and doing stuff like that. And honestly, it's almost like a wrestling kayfabe level. Like, it's not fake. The stuff isn't fake, but what I mean is like, it's almost just a book of him discussing and trying to take down people who have pissed him off or wronged him or been shitty to him on the internet over the years during his career. And talking shit back at them and then putting it in a book so that everybody can read how shitty they were. Like,
oh my god.
About all these like stupid petty squabbles on internet forums and fan sites and stuff over the years. I do think it was really funny. It was very funny. I as much as I understand he's a contentious prick and a total asshole, I think Jim Goad is a super solid writer. He's a really good writer, and he's really fucking funny. It's just unfortunate that his whole career was mostly just him wanting to be a petty bitch on Maine all the time.
Yeah.
That's like what he did. But this was a funny book. It made me give half a shit about stuff I never would have known about or given half a shit about before, just because I just thought it was really funny hearing him like talk about, oh, well, this guy said this about me and he wrote this in this book that nobody remembers, but if you go find his book, you can find this portion in it. So he's a total fucking hypocrite. It's just funny. It's just a stupid, petty kind of rag kind of book. That is very self-indulgent, honestly, but it's fine. But I was pretty in love with how petty it was, and the entire conceit of it, even though, to be fair, I think he really did. He pulled his punches. He held back, and he didn't give it to him as hard as they gave it to him, and he just got him with like really witty, stupid remarks and banter that like kind of like, I don't know, one up to them while also not stooping to the same level, which was funny. But you know. But the last one that I read, which was a much later book for him, I think, toward the end of his career, was Potatoes on the Moon by Jim Goad. This was just, ultimately, it was just pretty wholesome. It was just about him spending a week in rural Idaho.
Oh, okay.
He just went on vacation to Idaho. He went there. There was a political conceit. He went there because it was largely deemed as like one of the most red states and like the hate capital of the U.S. at the time. And they were saying there were a bunch of hate groups and like crazy shit going on out there, and then crazy country bumpkin folk. They'll fucking lynch you if you drive through their town or whatever, that kind of thing. So he kind of went looking for that kind of thing to see what he could find. He didn't find anything too crazy, but there was a sense of like the wild, wild west kind of sensibility there, where these people just, it's so rural and so insulated that largely people just kind of do their shit and get away with it, and the cops smile at you and give you a slap on the wrist, and you go back out and get in bar fights again or do whatever it is you do in your podunk little fucking town. It's got that sort of a vibe to it.
Okay.
But he did share lots of depraved, true crimey factoids with hyper minutia visceral detail, like he did all the way back in Answer Me, because it's been a thread in a lot of the stuff he does. Always reference like crazy true crime shit that happens in places that he's going to or talking about or around things that he's interested in. And I think that's largely because it kind of goes into his very sardonic and nihilistic philosophy about human nature and like why he is constantly trying to justify being such a shit cunt and feeling the way he does about the world. That's like the whole impetus of that.
Okay.
But yeah, it was fine. It was a fun book. I don't think in his later years that he was nearly as charged or nearly as shitty, but I do think that he was very much just a fucked up, troubled guy who got some bad notoriety early on and rode with it and never quite abandoned the bit all the way to the end. Because I feel like even at the end of his life, it was all just one big like middle finger to the world, you know, like that kind of a thing. That was like his vibe, that was the style, and it was very, very dredges of 90s culture. That never quite died until he died, literally.
Okay.
And yeah, that being said, he's been in and out of prison and had all kinds of fucked up run-ins with the law and court cases and stupid shit like that. So it's like he's not by any means some sort of like moral savant kind of dude, you know, he's not that guy at all. But the hate just seemed a little extreme given how it's like at the end of the day, they were just stupid fanzines sold in newsstands and underground stores. And besides the odd psycho, which odd psychos attach themselves to anything, even if it's not violent media, they will attach themselves to something and be like, oh yeah, you know, like fuck Bjork, I'm going to send a mail bomb to her because she doesn't give me the time of day. It's like Bjork didn't write about mail bombing people, you know, like it's just whatever. So it's like it's just edgelord trite shit. But at the same time, I really like it. I really like the aesthetic. I'm inspired by a lot of people that came from these scenes. I'll read the rest of Jim Goad's books and see what I think of him once that's all said and done. I just know that a lot of people fell out of favor with him because as he got older and turned into old bald white man with a stick up his ass, he became very like manosphere podcast, talk about social and political issues, pop politics, make fun of people, blah, blah, blah kind of guy. And everybody hates those kind of guys. And I get why, because they're annoying as fuck. But I haven't listened to any of that stuff, so I don't know what he actually goes out of his way to say or how extreme it is. I just, you know, still catching up a little bit. I knew him from the Answer Me days, but that's where everybody knows him from. So, yeah, Jim Goad.
All right.
So I want to say one thing real quick. I do have a small thing I could talk about, but also you should bring that rape game to Redford Reaper Fest so much. We got to play that. We got to play that, dude.
That would be crazy. Yeah.
It would be psycho. It would be awesome.
You gotta print it all out and cut it up.
Yeah, photocopy that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll play it at the
I could do that.
Airbnb.
Yeah.
I could do that.
I want to do it. We need a picture of all of us playing rape.
Yeah.
Yeah, then you guys can flip through this and see how fucking crazy it is in person.
Yeah.
I did through the Internet Archive already. It's pretty fucking psycho.
Yeah.
Mommy Sucks is legit though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That was I'm gonna be real, that was largely why I got into him in the first place, is because I knew him by association, started collecting a few things, read that, the very first thing in this issue, and I was just like, that actually gave me some semblance of like lasting catharsis, just to like read something that felt right on my level with like the kind of fucked up emotions I had wrapped up in me about my mom. And I think ultimately, regardless of if it was healthy or not, I definitely felt better afterwards. I'm not saying that wouldn't have an adverse negative effect on another person, but I liked it. It really did a lot for me. So that's like why I couldn't just like write this guy off as a piece of shit chud fully, because I was just like, I understood why he was like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, even though he didn't take the steps to get out of it until much later in life and burned a lot of bridges and fucked a lot of people over along the way, it was also a different time, and there wasn't nearly as much social consciousness around dealing with this shit in productive or healthy ways yet. And even now, we're still so steeped in stigma in our culture that like it's such slow change. So it's like I can't just write off all the guys from this era, even though I understand the toxicity and the problems inherent with them. It's just, it made sense for me when I needed it. So that was my sticking point for him and his writing.
Yeah. All right, Brianna, do you want to go next?
Sure.
Okay.
I read some more Lucy Foley.
Oh, okay.
Well, I bought like 5 of her books, so you
Uh-huh.
know. It's more of the same shit, really. More murder mystery. I just really like it.
Agatha
Okay.
Christie. Who the fuck is that?
What the fuck was that?
Agatha Christie?
What did you just do? Why'd you
It
do
was a
that?
joke. You don't know
The vocal stem. She wants to know what it's from.
Have it. As usual.
Okay.
It goes over my head.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay. So the first one was The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley.
Okay.
Again, she writes a lot of murder mysteries. It's not the only thing she writes. She's actually got, there's something called The Invitation, which is, I guess, a fiction romance, and she's also got a book called Of Lost and Found, which says it's a family and friendship, whatever that means.
Okay.
I just thought it's worth mentioning if people aren't into the murder mystery side. She does have other books. And another cool thing she does is The Paris Apartment. She's got an English version, but she's also got a Spanish version, as well as a couple of her other books. I think she's got German and French as well, which I thought is kind of interesting that she did. The Paris Apartment. So, okay, let me recap this real. Okay, so it's about a brother and sister. The brother lives in Paris in this big apartment complex type deal. And it's got multiple floors. And his sister is trying to run away from her own problems, so she calls him and says she's going to come visit him. Well, when she gets there, he's nowhere to be found. She's trying to ask the neighbors, like, have you seen my brother Ben? He's not answering his phone. He's not answering his door, like, and none of these people are wanting to have anything to do with her. Like, they're, like, sticking their nose up at her, like, treating her like shit, acting like she doesn't belong, because she's, like, she's got the UK accent and shit, so they're like, oh, she's just a fucking tourist. She's retarded.
Yeah.
Well, eventually she finds a way to break in and get into his apartment and starts, like, searching around, looking through things. Please don't stare at me while I'm talking. It freaks me out.
Sorry.
But it just, like, over time you uncover, like, you get to know each one of those, like, each one of the neighbors, and like almost all of her books, there's, like, you know, 6 or 7 narrators, so each person has their own narrator. And you get to know each one, and they all have got their, like, little secrets, and there's even, like, at some point, there's, like, I don't know if she was Russian or German or what she was, but the owner of this apartment also owns, like, this club of some sort. It's kind of like, I've seen it. What I envisioned was something I had seen in a movie where it's like a huge auditorium, and, like, all the people are wearing, like, those masquerade masks. You each have to take those, and you have to give your phone to the person at the door before you go in.
Epstein.
And you go in there, and yeah, essentially. And the girls are dancing on stage or whatever, and everyone's wearing their mask. And then later they go backstage, and you come to find out, yeah, those girls do more than just dance for their audiences and stuff. But it's just like you keep getting more and more unravels. Like, a detective gets involved, like a fucking writer gets involved. I mean, it's kind of weird, and it just untangles itself.
Yeah.
In a really fun, weird way.
Okay.
I really enjoyed it, but, you know, I enjoy all of her books, so.
Yeah.
The other one was The Hunting Party
Okay.
This one was also, like I said, also a murder mystery. There's 5 old-time friends and one that came into the picture 3 years before this takes place.
Yeah, I think I've read this one.
The hunting party?
I think so.
Yeah? Okay, well, she's, I'll keep going to see if you have.
Yeah.
So, and I lost my train of thought, hold on.
Sorry.
Okay, and so the newer friend is the one who planned this entire weekend getaway. They're going out to, like, basically the way it's described is it sounds like they're in the middle of, like, nowhere in the woods.
Uh-huh.
And they're at this beautiful place that's, like, kind of woodsy, and they're obviously going up to hunt. And it's just another murder mystery. I mean, everyone's got their secrets. They've all got reasons to kill this person, and it's never the person you think it's gonna be.
Yeah.
It always changes up. There's always people who are barely mentioned in a story, or, you know, people who are overly mentioned. You've got, like, the outcast who's off in his own cabin that's, like, way the fuck away from everybody else, and he's got problems. He's come back from the war and has PTSD and issues, and
Okay.
then you've got the douchey fucking snob, and I don't know. It was another fucking weird one. And the owner, and you find out that the train was used back in the day, I think, to, like, smuggle alcohol or something. So there's also alcohol hidden all over
Oh, yeah.
the place. There's so much put into her books, because her books are, like, anywhere from 9 to 12 hours long.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and there's so many details, and every single detail is necessary because she's trying to throw you off the scent of who the actual killer is.
Yeah.
And she's trying to make you think it's this person, and then you're gonna think it's this person. And I really enjoy that. I've always loved games as a kid, so murder mysteries are, like, kind of my bread and butter.
Yeah. It sounds very familiar. I think I've read it, but it's been a long time.
Yeah.
I feel like I've heard of that one as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I did have things I didn't like, I guess. I didn't realize that.
God for now.
Yeah, right? I haven't even been following. I was just trying to go off my shit. So, I guess I did have an issue. Doug's narrator.
Okay.
Fucking awful. Absolutely god-awful. Which is the first time I've now read 4 of her books, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got 1 more left. And I have not had a single problem with any narrator at all. But Doug was... It pulled me out of the book every fucking time he spoke.
Yeah.
I was so upset.
Thank you, bud.
Oh, I did feel like in this one that she threw in extra characters that I didn't think necessarily needed to be there. Or you didn't at least need, like, so much in-depth of their life.
Mm-hmm.
Love you.
And this one also had a lot more twists than the other books.
Okay.
Oh, this one I did actually guess the killer pretty early on.
Oh, really?
It was kind of unfortunate.
Yeah.
I did second guess myself.
Uh-huh.
Because I thought it was too obvious. But I find that when you start reading books by the same author in this kind of, like, situation, over time you start to, like, understand the way they write.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're able to guess what they're gonna do based on the fact that you've read so many by them. So I don't think that's her fault. That's just because I read too many of her books, I guess.
Yeah.
But I liked it.
Okay.
I think that's it, because the only one I have left is John Holmes, and fucking Matt isn't here again.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Breathe.
Well, good. Maybe next week.
Yeah.
Or next month.
Next month, yeah.
So you done, baby?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Well, I got a quick one I want to talk about because I love Clive Barker so much, and this is the Inhuman condition, which is not the real title. This is called Books of Blood Part 4. So this is, he made 6 kind of short story collections. And of course, this wonderful writer that he is has to treat me like shit because every short story is like 70 fucking pages. my book is 70 pages, so of course.
Fucking novelette type shit.
Yeah, legit. Each one.
Saying it's a short story.
Yeah, so I got halfway through, and also fuck the person who had it because I got a quarter of the book in my hand because it came out from shitty people. But the first story is the namesake for the American release, the Inhuman condition. I don't know why it's called that at all. It makes zero fucking sense. The whole concept of the story is a bunch of little rowdy youths. You know what they do. They like to drink. They like to steal shit. But you know what they really love to do? Beat the ever-loving shit out of homeless people.
Oh.
Because my God is that fun. And so it's got this youngest kid. He's like 16 with a bunch of fucking 17, 18-year-olds. And they just want to absolutely kick the shit and rape this homeless dude under a bridge. But his job is to look through his shit and steal anything worth money. But the little 16-year-old's autistic as shit and loves puzzles. And so he finds a knot in his pocket that he wants to untie, because wouldn't that be fun? And he just freaks out. He's obsessed with this knot, and he unties it, the first knot out of like the 3 or 4, and it lets loose this crazy fucking creature that ends up killing somebody. But my God, he's obsessed with the knot. He has to keep unraveling it, and every time he unravels the knot, it ends up letting loose a fucking demon creature that is just ready to fucking kill motherfuckers, dude.
Oh my God.
And he's the homeless person's not the devil. There is a fucking weird little twist in it, and it's fun.
Is it the knot?
Yeah, it's the knot. It's fucking Clive Barker, so of course it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
But the second story is my favorite so far. It's called The Body Politic, which at least the title fucking makes sense. It's about a husband who falls asleep and has severe night terrors because his hands feel like they have a mind of their own.
Oh.
And do their own thing. And they're not night terrors. It's fucking real.
Oh.
It's basically in this weird reality where our hands have their own consciousness and they hate us. They fucking hate us so much. Why are you jacking off, you son of a bitch? And it's like, why do you do these things?
Fucking Ash Evil Dead shit.
It is.
Fighting them back. Yeah.
Dude, yeah. Before that ever was thought of. And it's awesome. But basically, his hands are the progenitors of this hand cult. And he fucking kills his wife just cause. Well, his hands do. He doesn't. He's asleep. But the right one and the left one have this dialogue where they're talking back and forth. It's like, who's gonna be the Messiah? Who's gonna fucking leave and fucking start this cult? And it's so funny. And I forgot if it's the left or right, but they end up cutting off one of his hands, and it's just that hands roaming around town talking to the other sleeping hands, like how we're gonna start this cult. And oh my fucking God, is it so good. It's so entertaining and so funny.
Yeah.
It's like 80 pages, but it's a breeze. It's so fun. Clive Barker is a wonderful writer for a reason, but it's probably one of my favorite things I've ever read by him besides Hellbound Heart. Like, it is so fucking funny and good.
Dude, I really need to get more physical of his stuff. I've read stuff online over the years with like, digital copies or audiobooks or whatever, but I need to get some of those in hand just to have them.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, the Books of Blood specifically, because I bought, when I was like 11 or 12, I bought the fucking, they have a set that has the first 3, and I think there's only 4 or 6 of them. But this one, in America, just was never released as Books of Blood 4, but it's just, you gotta buy it as Inhuman condition. But, in the UK, it was called Books of Blood 4. But his short story collections fucking rock, dude. Everything about, it's fucking Clive Barker. He made the best horror shit out there. Fucking Hellraiser, Candyman.
Yeah.
Like, he's the man.
Yeah.
But like we talked about earlier, it's like with short story collections, it's hard because it's so like, it's whatever style you're interested in, whatever, like, it's all subjective, kind of. But, with Books of Blood, man, you read any of them, it's just like, he's just a master. He just didn't give a fuck. He's just throwing gold at you the entire time.
Yeah.
And it rocks. But yeah, that was my all little bit.
Okay.
That's apparently only available in physical copy.
Oh, is it not
Oh,
on
hell
Kindle
yeah.
or anything?
I looked at Kindle and Audible, and they are not on there.
Yeah,
I didn't go as far to look anywhere
Yeah,
else.
I think there was some like weird copyright issues or publishing issues with the Books of Blood series.
Well, my last book is The Radium Girls by Kate Moore.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
Damn,
Yeah.
dude.
I was like, I'm sure everybody's familiar with the story of the Radium Girls.
We have a shelf to tell you.
Yeah. And so this book was written with like interviews and things from these girls, like surviving family members, basically. Some of like their grandkids, some of their sisters, things like that. And it talks, just I expected it to be really rough with like the descriptions of what these girls were going through. And it wasn't as bad in that aspect. Like, they didn't really go super into detail about it. But
Did you get the right one? Because I just looked, and there's also a young reader's edition that's about half the amount.
oh yeah, no, I didn't get that one.
Okay.
There are like parts where they're like, this girl had a pain in her jaw, and she like reaches in her mouth to see what it is, and she pulls out her jawbone.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
God.
So there are definitely some, kind of gross parts. It talks a lot about like them just trying to figure out what's happening because, they're all getting sick and they're getting like conflicting stories. Like at one point, this like doctor guy comes through the factory and sees one of them putting the paintbrush in her mouth. And he's like, don't do that because you're going to get sick. But then like all their bosses are like, no, this is how you do it.
That's how you get a fine tip. Yeah,
Yeah.
you had to lick it.
That's how you do it. Like they tried all these other options, like giving them a sponge and all this stuff. And they were like, no, you guys are wasting too much paint. You have to do it this way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, like these people would even come back later after they told the girls, like, this is what's making you sick. Don't do this. Then they would come back and lie about it and be like, I never said that. Radium doesn't make you sick. Because at this point, they thought, like, radium was good for you. Like, one of the
health craze.
Yeah. Like, one of their bosses was like, oh, it'll give you rosy cheeks and make you look so pretty. And it's just
until you no longer have a cheek.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like they were all like losing their teeth and shit. It would all start with like their teeth. They would go to the dentist and get a tooth pulled, and then it would just progress from there. Where they got their tooth pulled would never heal. Their whole mouths would start rotting out. Some of them got it like in other parts of their bones, like their legs or something. One survived because she got like a, what the hell's it called? Like a sarcoma or whatever on her arm.
Like a tumor?
Yeah, like a tumor.
She got a tumor.
On her arm, like in one of the bones in her arm. And the doctor was like, we can amputate your arm. And she was like, okay, do it. And so she actually ended up surviving because they got it in time.
Whoa.
Damn.
But most of them didn't. And these girls are all like, 19, 20, 21.
Hot damn, yeah, that's so fucking brutal.
Yeah. And it goes over like their court case that they had and it was like years and years of them trying to win this court case. And some of them would even get like $50.
Yeah.
Like, it was insane. Most of them, they couldn't even cover their medical bills with the settlement they ended up getting.
The shocking thing is that I'm pretty sure that court case settled before they stopped doing that. They used radium for clocks till like the 70s, mid 70s.
Yeah.
Like, it was a big thing.
Yeah. Yeah, because it started in like the 20s.
Yeah.
And yeah, all these years they were fighting it. And yeah, like one town, the girls in one town would like have a court case and win their court case. And the other radium factories would see that and they would be like, oh, is this dangerous? And they would be like, no, that was something else. There was something else wrong with those girls. Radium's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Traveling businessmen need their glow-in-the-dark clocks.
Yeah. And yeah, it's just so fucked up how they treated these girls and just got away with it, basically. And no one even knows the extent of how many girls died from this because they would just lie. Like, one of the first ones, they said she had syphilis or something. That's why she died.
Oh, damn.
And they even put it like on her death certificate.
Yeah, because it shows the same symptoms
That's what I was
as
gonna say,
radium
yeah.
when you're eating it because it literally just rots your face.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so, yeah, they would just put like all these weird things on their death certificates, and it would be like years later, their families would have their bodies exhumed to see if they actually did have radium poisoning, and of course they all did. And yeah, it's just a super fucked up story, a super fucked up real history story. And it's the same kind of shit that companies still do. Like,
oh yeah, 100%.
You know, I think it was mentioned last night about like the Amazon worker dying and they just, hide the body and make everybody keep working. It's that same kind of shit.
Yeah, bad work environments, just letting it fucking happen just to make money.
Yep. So
I literally look at the clocks on my shelf. I have like fucking how many?
We have three.
We have 3 that I guarantee you killed multiple people just making one of those.
Yeah. I know, it's insane. It was a really good book. A lot of the bad reviews talked about the narrator being terrible. I listened to all of my books at like a higher speed, so it didn't bother me. But apparently, if you listen at regular speed, she's very bad. But overall, it was a really good book. A very interesting read.
I'm learning that who is in charge of an audiobook can really make or break something if you're not careful.
Oh, yeah.
It really is.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, yeah. No, this one really nice splatterpunk author sent me a bunch of codes to get his audiobooks for free, and I listened to like almost all of them. And I'm like messaging it back. I'm like, dude, you're such a great writer. The people you got are awesome. And then I hit the next one. I'm like, by the way, get a different person. This bitch sucks. I fucking can't stand her voice. Fuck her.
Yeah.
I don't care if your story's good. It sucks.
Well, that's why originally when I started to press play on 100% match, there's like that preview of some shit and it's not the same voice.
Mm.
And I was like, oh, this is fucking god awful. I can't listen to this. And then I needed something for what it was last month or whatever, and that was my start. And so I just like let it play and I was like, oh, thank God.
I
It's
haven't
it's not
listened to
what
the
I thought it
audiobook.
was.
Yeah.
Like, fuck yeah, dude.
It's
Oh.
really monotone, but it works for the character.
Oh,
really
It
okay.
does, because you want him to be like just breezy with everything he's saying, like
Yeah.
nonchalant about it.
Yeah,
like
talk
it's just
about
every
stupid
day.
shit and then the dead kid you just murdered in your basement.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we're just gonna blip over that. That was
Yeah.
crazy.
All right. Well, I guess that's it for us. It's been quite an episode tonight.
Yeah,
We slowly lost everybody.
We did.
that's all right. This was a really nice chill out kind of thing after we partied up a little bit last night. It's the first time we got a little rowdy in a while, but it was a nice, happy toned rowdy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this was a nice, just relaxed
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing
Yeah.
to end cap that with.
Yeah, for sure.
I probably think this is the longest book episode we've had so far.
We're
It's
like
almost fucking midnight here. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
we're at like 3 hours and 10 minutes recording, so
Woo woo!
pretty long.
Because we started at about 6-ish,
hmm
maybe a little bit before that. So
All right. Well, I guess we'll be back next month with more books. All right.
Got some stuff picked out.
Nice. All right, everybody say bye, bitch.
bye, bitch.
Bye, bitch.
Bye, bitch.